opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great-paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, October 29th, our top story. Hurricane Melissa ripping through the Caribbean.
I'm Erik Bilstad, suing to keep the food.
I'm Debbie Loziga. We are looking at a pretty good ride shaping up so far. We've got some delays southbound 41 at our usual spots, right around Good Hope Road and the northbound side from North Avenue up to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, mostly sunny, but on the breezy side today with a high of 54 degrees. Tonight's low down to 42. We are at 48 right now in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Hurricane Melissa has made landfall in southern Cuba now after hammering nearby Jamaica.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Cubans wading through floodwaters as Hurricane Melissa makes landfall as a Category 3 storm. A storm surge of up to 12 feet is forecast, and 20 inches of rain could fall in a matter of hours. In Jamaica, officials are counting Melissa's costs.
The entire Jamaica has felt the brunt of Melissa.
500,000 people without power in Jamaica. More than 700,000 evacuated in Cuba as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record continues its march through the Caribbean. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
News about your money. Stock futures are up this morning. This as President Trump has arrived in South Korea for the final leg of his Asia trip, shoring up relationships and trade deals. He's talking about the U.S. stock markets.
Our country is doing phenomenally well, better than I think it's ever done. We hit new highs in the stock markets, all of them.
Before a roundtable dinner with several other world leaders, the president revealed he reached a trade deal with South Korea. He's also, in the next 24 hours or so, expected to meet with the Chinese president.
Wisconsin among 25 states suing the Trump administration over food share benefits. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul.
What we are missing right now is leadership from the federal government in Washington and the leadership we need at USDA. That's what makes the difference between whether families are going to be harmed by the stop of benefits in this program or not. So we brought this suit and we're hoping to bring relief to the Wisconsinites who would be impacted by this.
More than 690,000 people in our state rely on federal food assistance benefits and funds due to run out in the coming days as the government shutdown continues.
The state's largest school district is okaying a more than $1.5 billion budget for next year. MPS Superintendent Brenna Casellia says property taxes are estimated to see an increase of about $8 per $100,000 of assessed value. Meanwhile, Casellia says the district is still working to turn in its 2025 audit to the State Department of Public Instruction.
We are now working on the FY25 audit. We are a little behind on that, but the team is all up in my office working on it again. We have MGT there, we have Baker Tilly there, we have Council of Great City Schools is there, our CLA partners are there, and DPI is on site with us this week as well.
The 2024 audit for MPS has been fully submitted to DPI.
Milwaukee alderman taking his push to remove the city's streetcar all the way to the federal government.
In a letter penned to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Alderman Scott Spiker is asking the department to remove the city's grant obligations from the original development of the streetcar that require its operation for a certain number of years. Spiker's letter is the alderman's latest effort to remove the streetcar and its nearly $7 million operations budget along with it.
Our status quo is slowly killing us.
State Representative Bob Donovan and Senator Von Wangard both penned a separate letter to Duffy offering their support of Spiker's efforts. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Governor Evers' sweeping plan to overhaul the state's aging prison system is moving forward.
The proposal includes closing the Lincoln Hills and Cooper Lake juvenile correctional facilities in northern Wisconsin and converting Waupun Correctional Institution into a medium security center focused on vocational training. The prison in Green Bay, built in 1898, would be closed. A bipartisan subcommittee of the State Building Commission approved spending $15 million to get the process started. The entire plan would take 6 years to complete and likely cost about $1 billion. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The NCAA says it will delay a rule change that would have allowed college athletes to gamble on pro sports. ABC's Perry Russum.
Former Gambino underboss Sammy the Bull Gravano, who ran mob gambling operations for decades, is now weighing in on the case. We asked him how the mob mafia could allegedly convince NBA stars already making millions in salary to get involved in such a scheme.
The greed sends them in there. So I don't know. They don't force them in, that's for sure.
The widespread legalization of sports betting and the surge in online gambling are having far-reaching consequences.
The latest fallout for the gambling scandal in the NBA.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Family owned and operated. Yep, we sure are. Since 1970. And I know you've probably heard it a million times. But the words family owned and operated hold a lot of water. They mean you can count on dealing with an expert. Because when your dad runs the show, he teaches you all that he knows. They mean prompt service. Because it's not just our job, it's a big part of our life. They mean you're actually working with someone who has accountability and a real interest in your satisfaction and their business's overall success. So when you hear businesses say the words family-owned and operated, give them a try, because small business owners like us really do have your best interest in mind. And when you need advice from Southeastern Wisconsin's foremost glass experts, call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of Southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
You ever see the sign above the highway? The number of people that have been killed on the road? My wife, my son, and my unborn child were killed by a distracted driver. They were more than just a number.
Your phone isn't worth it. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
John Mercure here for Gruber Law Offices. They're part of the fabric of our community. They helped me when I was in a really tough situation. They will help you, too. What stood out the most, I felt like I was part of their family. 40 years in our town, thousands of cases. It's trust. Never a fee unless they win. Wisconsin is their home. When you need Gruber, you know that they'll be there. They care, they're bilingual, they act fast. Visit them at gruber-law.com to learn more. Start your journey at gruber-law.com.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Giannis said the other night, good teams don't lose back-to-back games. We'll tell you if we're a good team coming up in sports.
ChatGPT and PayPal are joining forces.
Soon, ChatGPT users will be able to make purchases using PayPal. OpenAI and PayPal, which also owns Venmo, have announced a partnership that will allow the digital payment system to embed its digital wallet into the popular chatbot starting next year. The deal will give ChatGPT users access to tens of millions of PayPal merchants.
The CBS correspondent, Jesse Mitchell.
A fundraising campaign to honor and send local police officers to Washington is underway. Patty Jerving, mother of fallen Milwaukee police officer Peter Jerving, telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
I want to help the District 2 officers, the friends and colleagues of Officer Kendall Corder to get to Washington, D.C., so they can get that closure that those ceremonies do help with them.
Next fundraiser coming up November 15th at Kelly's Bleachers in Milwaukee.
Messages from the distant past have materialized down under.
A mother and daughter in Australia have found two very old messages rolled up inside a glass bottle that washed up on the dunes of Wharton Beach. They were written in pencil and dated 1916. One was from a soldier to his mother. It said the food on his ship was really good, except for one meal that was buried at sea. He was killed in battle in France the next year. The other letter from a soldier who survived World War I. The notes have been mailed back to the men's relatives. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:09.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
6:10. Debbie, what do you see on the morning drive?
We're looking pretty good. No major incidents out on the roads at all. We just have a little bit of a tap of the brakes northbound 41 from North Avenue to Burleigh. Southbound just slowing down right around the Good Hope Road area. The rest of the system is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, mostly sunny and breezy, high temperatures in the mid-50s. We hold on to a few clouds tonight with lows in the upper 30s and low 40s. Partly cloudy skies for Thursday and Friday, highs in the low 50s. We hold on to a few clouds on Saturday, a slight chance for some scattered showers, highs near 50. We hold on to that slight chance of rain into Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 52. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee's at 48.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Vince, it was nearly a year ago when this famous phrase was uttered by Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky.
Mr. Mayor, tear down this mall.
Yes.
What a great line. Did that win a SOTY last year?
I think it received a quotey.
Sorry. Quote of the year.
Yeah, it was on the list anyway. It was honorable mention if it
wasn't the
win
quote of the
one.
year.
Yeah. And then that began the demolition of what was the former Northridge Mall, a structure that had been sitting there for decades with no real actual meaning or matter, if you will. And that began what was going to be the new beginning of that site on the north side of Milwaukee.
The demolition here at the former mall marks a significant milestone in our city's ongoing commitment to progress, to growth, as well as opportunity.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson again last November. So why are we bringing this up now?
Happening today.
Well, a news conference will be held today on the demolition of the former Northridge Mall. Members of the local media are invited to join Mayor Cavalier Johnson and Alderwoman Larissa Taylor and others to highlight the completion of demolition of the mall this morning. The event will mark a milestone in the city's ongoing efforts to transform Granville Station and pave the way for future redevelopment, which aims to drive economic growth in that area.
I have two reactions. Number one, didn't we receive I think at least 3 times we've been told the demolition is complete. Right? Multiple different rights. So
that's possible.
Again, reminding you, yet still complete. The demolition is still done. More importantly, what are you going to do with it?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. So,
do we have anything on that?
The Journal-Sentinel has a little bit more from the business district in that area. So, Journal-Sentinel cites 5 big ideas that the city and the district here are considering. Would you like to hear these ideas?
Please.
A sports and recreation hub that could include an indoor-outdoor youth sports complex, a healthcare development, an advanced manufacturing innovation campus, a workforce training center, or a food and culture hub with a fresh food market and distribution center. Those are among the ideas being kicked about. They want to make a big splash, says one city worker to this business group, which held a meeting on Monday. That according to the Journal-Sentinel.
I mean, all well and good if you can do any of those things. Remember, the city dumped on the proposal from an actual investment group to actually buy the property and to do things with it.
They wanted to do storage.
Some
right?
storage, some light industrial.
And the city was like,
they see it as a more valuable property. They didn't like what that vision was. We have, what did you call this? The big ideas? We have big ideas for the
big
property.
splash.
Big
They
splash.
want to make a big splash.
Okay, I'm all for the big splash. What I'm not for is this same story a decade from now of, hey, we might have something here for this vacant lot.
So the question could be today, for a reporter going, is what meaningful ideas or what actual conversations are being made versus what?
Just big ideas. I got a lot of ideas. You know what I mean? You need ideas? Wait, we don't need more ideas. We need actual investment dollars.
We'll find out if it's fake or real or dream or reality later this morning.
Get 2 mattresses for the price of 1.
Whoa, what are you doing?
We don't do sales at Penny Mustard.
I know.
So how can we offer 2 mattresses for the price of 1?
Because with a flippable, 2-sided foam or coil mattress from Penny Mustard, it's like having 2 mattresses for the price of 1.
You'll give each side more time to breathe.
And your mattress will last twice as long.
See? 2 for 1.
2-sided mattresses, available every day at Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. My sister the other day tore up her ankle. She was walking the dog, rolled it bad. She's sending me pictures, and she's like, I think I may need to go to urgent care. I said, absolutely not. I told her, have you listened to the show? This is exactly the reason I promote Ortho ASAP clinics. They are open 7 days a week with the experts in orthopedic care. So you want to wait in line with sick people, pay big hospital prices, and not be seen by an orthopedic expert? Absolutely not. Ortho ASAP clinics have hours every day of the week, locations in Pewaukee and Brookfield for exactly this kind of thing. Overnight, you can even get started with a virtual appointment. You go to orthowisconsin.com, you click on Need to Be Seen Now. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
A well-earned victory for Giannis and your Milwaukee Bucks, who came back to beat the Knicks at Fiserv.
Now Giannis will dribble it into the front court with the clock winding down, lowers his head. He's driving, goes past everybody, and stuffs it down as he comes away flexing his muscle. The Greek Freak barking and jawing as he goes the other way. He's got 37 points.
Giannis would end with 37, 8 boards, 6 dimes as the Bucks win 121-111. So Giannis at one point in the third quarter, as the Bucks were making their run, pointed at his jersey and looked like he was saying "My city," as he's going to timeout, and everyone's So
is that how they were going?
A lot of the talk.
Good crowd.
About the Knicks before the season. There's an ESPN report out earlier this month that said Giannis had interest in being traded to the Knicks. So here's what he said when he was asked about it.
Yeah, Giannis, there was going back to the ESPN report from earlier this month, part of it was that if you were traded, you'd prefer to go to the Knicks.
Who said that?
It was an ESPN report that.
I don't read that.
I was wondering if that is true, and if it is or it's not. Okay.
I don't remember that. Right now I'm here representing my team, and that's it. We beat the Knicks.
Yeah. So hey, I'm done with that. Yeah. Up next, the Warriors come to town tomorrow night.
All right, guys. Okay, go ahead. There's a baseball game on.
I'll let you get to it, sir.
It won't be over until like 1 in the morning anyway. Jeez, that game almost killed me last night. Holy goodness.
Okay, sounds like Doc Rivers wants to talk about the baseball games. Anyway, Blue Jays beat the Dodgers last night, 6-2. That series now tied 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight.
Packers get back to work coming off their Tuesday off, preparing for the Carolina Panthers. Quarterback Jordan Love asked about fans wanting to see more production out of number 1 draft pick Matthew Golden at wide receiver.
We got so many different receivers and weapons out there that, it's one of those things where it is hard to always get guys the ball. But I always tell guys, some guys will have a great game one day and some guys might have a great day another day.
Guest on Up and Adams with Kay Adams on FanDuel, Love describing the best problem to have. Says right. Golden is doing everything right. It's just, look, I got so many guys open that I can throw to. I mean, Packers put up 35 points on Sunday night. Did you know Jordan Love has a nickname?
You call me Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy.
You're Schmoopy.
It's not Schmoopy, but it's not that far off. What it is and how it started in sports at 6:45. Wisconsin Badgers back home this weekend against Washington. Fans' impatience with head coach Luke Fickell growing. Former coach and athletic director Barry Alvarez says the key is getting back to in-state recruiting.
The top players here are as good as any in the country, and no one's paying attention to them. So you have a better chance. I mean, this is just common sense. You have a better chance at recruiting someone that lives in state. They can drive here. Their parents can come here and watch them. And they're as good as anybody you can get.
On ESPN Madison's The Barry Alvarez Show, that was always a pillar of Barry's teams. Win your state first. Recruit in your state first. Build your roster with the local talent. In fairness, different times before NIL and the transfer portal and all the things that have changed the game. Game time for Saturday at Camp Randall has not yet been set. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Oktoberfest at Fleet Farm is in its final fun-filled week. Stop in for big deals like 24 packs of Fleet Farm water, 2 for $5. Save 25% on all flannel clothing by Field & Forest and 44 North. 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic oil is on sale for just $24.99. And 50-pound bags of Sprout whole or cracked corn are now only $7.49. Enjoy these deals and more. And thanks for celebrating Oktoberfest with us at Fleet Farm.
WTMJ and Sidex back with the Bootiful Bathroom Contest, and time is running out to enter your scary shower, terrifying tub, or your space that just needs a refresh. It really doesn't have to be awful looking. You can just want a new bathroom. Text BOO to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, or head to WTMJ.com to enter and for full contest rules. Time is running out to enter. It's your chance to turn an outdated bathroom into a Bootiful treat. Enter now at WTMJ.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Capital Heating and Cooling and Abbey Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Picture this. You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay because whatever it is, it's on eBay. And it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love.
.622 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie's brought treats today, Eric. Do you want to know why?
It's her birthday.
I'm channeling my inner elementary school student, and I brought treats.
Required. Well done.
Yay!
And happy birthday.
By the way, like, if you didn't know already, Debbie is the only one in the group who would be amazing enough to do such a thing. So thank you, Debbie.
I'm just fattening you all up for the kill, you know.
And we would die happy.
It's a carb load today, so we've got donuts and bagels. All right. Right now, we are looking pretty good out on the roads. We have one crash. It is on the off-ramp to 84th Street from 94 eastbound. It's off on the left shoulder of that ramp, so something to keep in mind. Volume is super light, so you're not really going to find too much of an issue there. We do have some delays, though, on 41 southbound right around Good Hope Road. Northbound is backing up a bit, basically between North Avenue and just north of Burleigh, almost to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a high of 54 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Low down to 42 tonight. For Thursday, high of 53 under partly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy on Friday, high 52. And for the weekend, 50 on Saturday with a slight chance of showers. Sunday's high 52, also a slight chance of showers. 48 in Milwaukee.
Speaking of food, how much do you pay for lunch? Have you thought about that lately when it's the lunchtime and you're like, all right, got to run out quick, or, the team is asking, the department here is asking, hey, let's all go grab a a bite here quick and come back for that meeting at 1 p.m. How much are we all paying for it? Well, it seems to be going up.
The average weekly Monday to Friday lunch tab for Americans is now working out to be $108.68.
A week?
That's about $20 a day. $20 for lunch. That's according to Market Watch reporter Charles Passy there.
What are we having for lunch?
Yeah, why is it costing so much?
I talked to one restaurateur who said, look, my costs have gone up. And he gave very specific details. He said, in the last year alone, his cost for protein items, which is basically meat, has gone up 20%. His cost for produce has gone up 14%. I forgot what figure he gave me for bread, but even his cost for bread has gone up. And this is a guy who's basically running a lunchtime sandwich operation.
All right, so that's Charles Passy. He was on This Morning with Gordon Deal here earlier on WTMJ talking about this. So, okay, so what do you do if everything is starting to cost more? Eventually, the consumer, you and me, we're going to be like, all right, well, we're not going to keep going out there and paying for that. So he says they are offering more deals now, or at least they're trying to, like fast food places and other places.
This gentleman who was running the sandwich shop that I spoke to, he's got a $16.95 deal, so that's a sandwich, but it's a fairly hefty sandwich according to what he said. A drink and chip.
Okay, and that's $16. So
I feel like that used to be 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're trying to offer these deals, a hefty sandwich to make it work out. But what's going to happen though? What are others going to do if we're not going to pay for that price?
More restaurateurs understand that they're looking at a point where they're going to get consumer pushback. And so they are starting to offer deals. But of course, there's still a couple of options available to consumers. Here's a great one. Brown bagging it.
Yes, brown bag it. Why don't you just...
What does that mean?
Right? Imagine that. Well, I can't put an apple in a bag and a sandwich and bring that in. Well, no, you can. And a lot more people apparently are starting to do that, thus prompting some of these lunch restaurateurs to, okay, we got to come up with some kind of plan here. We got to come up with something to make it work. That's where these hefty sandwiches, these $16 deals with the soda, which, by the way, costs half a cent to make.
I certainly have some sympathy for them. Margins in the restaurant business are traditionally very slim anyway. If you're thinking they're doing this and all these guys are getting rich off of sandwiches, that's not necessarily happening.
Right, yeah.
It's just their costs, as was described, they're going up. That gets passed on to you.
So one option that Market Watch is suggesting that companies may start to consider, if it means hey, let's have we want high talent, we want them in the office. Well, companies may start providing lunch for their employees. If not for free, at maybe a subsidized cost. That could be what more companies do to become commonplace. The famous company here in town that's Northwestern Mutual offers.
Do they still do that?
They still do that. So are others going to start jumping on that bandwagon, perhaps, to get employees happier and keeping them actually in the office and working and happy? We'll see.
627 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed another 162 points to 47,706. The NASDAQ closed at 23,827, up 190. And the S&P 500 was up 16 to 6891. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Just eat it. Just eat it. Just eat it. Just eat it. Oh!
I know why you continue to live in pain. It's because you don't believe anything can be done to help. Maybe you bought into something and you've been burned before. I mean, your skepticism, it's understandable. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we use powerful, anti-inflammatory, and cushioning pharmacological medicines to ease your pain. They're FDA approved, and most medical insurance is going to pay for our treatments, including Medicare and Medicaid. And that's the litmus test. Because if insurance has shown to cover the cost of many of our patients' treatments, you can be sure it's valid medicine. It's not a biological treatment considered experimental, or some new gimmick that's trying to hook you. The Rejuvenex approach to pain relief is legitimate. It helps to alleviate pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. And from what we've seen, it gives people a new lease on their lives.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. As Hurricane Melissa plows across Cuba, those in Jamaica are still looking at the destruction on that island. ABC's Ika Jachi's there.
Jamaican officials saying St. Elizabeth Parish is underwater. 75 patients had to be moved from a hospital after it lost power and sustained damage to the roof. The infrastructure is severely compromised, with more than 500,000 Jamaicans without power. That's about 77% of the island.
The Federal Reserve is finishing up its October meeting today. At its conclusion, an announcement on lowering a key interest rate is expected. President Trump visiting South Korea, meeting with President Lee Jae-myung, and also working on a trade deal with South Korea. Tomorrow, he will sit down with China's Xi Jinping. Lawmakers in Washington are trying to come up with a workaround so members of the military can still be paid, and so federal food assistance is not cut off from millions of Americans amid the government shutdown. This is day 29. This is ABC News.
Things moving along actually pretty well out there. We do have that one crash on the ramp to 84th Street from eastbound 94. It is out of traffic, though. Squad pulled up to it, so it might be a bit of a distraction. Other than that, we got the delays northbound on 41 from Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound is slowing down from the county line down to Good Hope Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny skies today and breezy, the high of 54. Partly cloudy, low down to 42 tonight. And right now, Milwaukee's at 48. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 250,000 Milwaukee County residents could be among those trying to get by without federal food assistance benefits set to run out in the coming days. Some local organizations stepping up to help.
With the announcement of SNAP and state food share benefits expiring November 1st, a county-wide food drive is fully underway. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says donation bins will be located all across the city.
They'll be at schools, they'll be at police department stations, they'll be at libraries.
Josie Strand with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin says donated food will be distributed through the food banks network.
Volunteers will sort through them and pack them into a more distinct boxes of grains or bakery or whatever it is so that they can be ordered online by our pantry partners and go directly into the community.
Sean Brunda, WTMJ News.
We have a full list of those donation bins up at WTMJ.com.
Fixing the prisons, a bipartisan subcommittee of the State Building Commission is approving spending $15 million to proceed with Governor Evers' plan to overhaul the state's aging prison system. The proposal includes closing the Lincoln Hills and Cooper Lake Juvenile Correctional Facilities in northern Wisconsin and converting Waupun Correctional into a medium security center focused on vocational training. Stanley Correctional Center would become a maximum security prison, and the prison in Hobart would be expanded. The whole plan would take 6 years and likely cost about $1 billion once completed.
Milwaukee Public Schools approving a $1.6 billion budget for next year. The approved spending plan, Milwaukee property taxes estimated to go up about $8 on the average household. MPS board members say the final budget includes an increased investment in extracurriculars for middle and high schoolers, also includes an increase of $20 million in special education funding under the new state budget. Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius saying the district is now working to prepare its 26-27 budget already.
A new initiative will place city staff in Milwaukee Public Schools to help with literacy and attendance.
It's called the Adopt a School program.
The program will be implemented in 10 MPS elementary schools for staffers to act as mentors, tutors, and extra help. MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius tells WTMJ.
All kinds of good outcomes for children, their social emotional wellness, just having loving adults in the community is just wonderful. Also, I think that there would be achievement outcomes, reading outcomes if they're tutoring students. There will be outcomes, just a connectedness and belonging.
The schools in the program will be chosen based on need. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
A new way to treat cancer. It could be found in cancer cells themselves. Dr. Joe Zenga with the Medical College of Wisconsin telling WTMJ.
Our team was able to achieve that by doing what's called single-cell sequencing. So we actually take biopsies from tumors, and we get the whole gene expression profile from every single cell in that biopsy. And what we found was that there was a handful of cells that clearly looked like they were killing cancer. Everything about them, their function, clearly cancer killers.
And docs think the discovery of these cells could lead to more effective treatments.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:35.
News is brought to you by Axis Legal. Worn down by work? Contact Axis Legal today. That's AXIS Legal.
Hurt on the job or worn down from years of hard work? Axis Legal helps injured workers across Wisconsin recover the benefits you're entitled to. Contact Axis Legal for a risk-free consultation.
You probably don't have to replace those windows. If the frames are intact and it's just the glass that's cracked, or it's foggy, replacing thermal window panes with the help of Less's Glass will save you the cost of total window replacement. When you want to know how much we can save you, all you have to do is measure the height and width of just the glass portion of the window panes. Then send us an email to info@lessglassservice.com and we'll get you an estimate right away. Just be sure to specify if you'd like us to come out and replace your window pane on site, or if you'd like to do it in the most cost-effective way possible by bringing the windows into our shop. Either way, you're saving a lot of money versus a total window replacement that you probably don't need. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber's Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Do you have a spot that's too cold in the winter, but if you jack up the heat, the rest of the house is too warm? Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Time to get Jeff and his team out to your house. Proper insulation from USA forms a thermal barrier that maintains warmth in the winter and coolness in the summer. Time to get in on thousands of dollars of government efficiency credits. Jeff and his team at USA Insulation find the grants, rebates, reductions, and they discount the cost of your project up front. Get started at usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Do you know Jordan Love's nickname? Did we discuss this already? He has one.
It could be better.
I don't think it's terribly flattering. He talks about it coming up in sports at 6:45.
The White House is moving to clear the way for President Trump's construction plans and projects, including the $300 million ballroom on the East Wing.
The White House saying it's now fired all 6 members of a commission that was set to review plans for the White House ballroom, as well as plans for a new arc that will serve as a national monument. A White House official saying, "We are prepared to appoint a new slate of members to the commission that are more aligned with President Trump's America First policy."
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio. One thing to point out with this ballroom, which is being built now, whether you like it or not, one thing you can be guaranteed of moving forward, every president, red, blue, or otherwise, Republican, Democrat, or what have you, will be happy to use it. Because the current state dinner regime includes leaders and others using porta potties when they're at the White House.
Well, right, because there's no room to accommodate a large crowd. So when they have these state dinners, it's like tents, right?
Yeah.
On the
and oftentimes, yes, and they're walking through some of that, and it can leak at times. So what you won't hear, at least on the TVs, but you'll hear in the background from everyone, seriously, is, everyone's going to be happy this is actually built when it's done.
6:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Learn the right way to handle firearms. Just Google Mission 94.
Traffic is sponsored by Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Just Google Mission 94, Debbie.
Okay, northbound on 41, backing up before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. The southbound side has some backups from the county line to about Good Hope Road. Then you're back on the brakes just before Silver Spring down past Hampton. That earlier accident on the eastbound 94 highway, or 84th Street off-ramp has been cleared. We do have delays, though, on westbound 94, backing up from about 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, mostly sunny and breezy, high temperatures topping out in the mid-50s. Easterly winds could gust as high as 25 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 30s and low 40s. We hold on to a partly cloudy sky for our Thursday and Friday, highs in the low 50s. A few clouds on Saturday, slight chance for some scattered showers, highs near 50. And we hold on to that slight chance of rain on Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 52. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee 1048. Could see a further cut in federal interest rates today.
Happening today.
Federal Reserve expected to announce its decision on whether to reduce the rate this afternoon. What's that matter to you and me? A lot of things. Car buying, home equity loan, credit card rates, like all of those things potentially impacted. Lower rate means better news for your borrowing. It comes as this week, mortgage rates, so buying a house, those rates continue a slow downward creep.
Some good news for frustrated and sidelined homebuyers. Mortgage rates slid to their lowest point in the past year, according to Mortgage News Daily, dipping to 6.13%, a drop from the latest Freddie Mac figures last week that showed interest rates were 6.19%. Mortgage rates have remained high over the past few years and are still far off from the low rates that drove housing sales during the pandemic. Mortgage rates are just one gauge the Federal Reserve Board is watching as it weighs another interest rate cut following Wednesday's policy meeting. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Yeah, Federal Reserve Board, yes, weighing the cut. So why wouldn't they? Doesn't this all sound really good? Well, inflation remains high, albeit slowing. You cut rates too much, you flood the zone with all sorts of borrowed money, costs can soar. So it's a difficult balancing act. Now, perhaps you've heard President Trump suggest inflation is down. Interesting comment on that from one of our partners here, Annex Wealth Management. Stephen Kristen talked with CEO Dave Spano on WTMJ's Point Taken.
When Trump starts to talk about, inflation is down, of course, he's not an orator, but what he should say is it's down in down to expectations. Obviously, we were at 7, 8, 9% inflation, and now we're at 2 to 3%. The Fed still wants to get it down to 2%, but they can't do it at the risk of causing a recession. And that's why we're going to see the Fed cut rates, and we're going to get that information this week.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management, seems to be consensus among experts. The Fed will cut the rate, maybe a quarter point. We'll find out for sure this afternoon. 1 o'clock our time is the announcement, and then Fed Chairman Jerome Powell expected to have a news conference to follow. Sports coming up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. Time flies when you're running your business. It's getting to be the end of the year. How are you doing? Are your books in order? Do you know what your tax liability is going to be? It's never too early to start planning, but it can be too late. How does the new tax law affect you? Should you be doing anything to take advantage of the changes? Many business owners ask us what is one thing they can do to make sure they are not leaving money on the table. No one wants to pay more taxes than they have to. We often hear, "I didn't know I could do that." Call us now to see what you can do before it's too late. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Box elders, Asian lady beetles, stink bugs, spiders, centipedes, they're all looking for their winter home, and your house looks good to them. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee. That's your best in local pest defense. Adam is the Bugman. He's been out with 2 treatments in fall here at the Vitrano home. Outdoor treatments to prevent the bugs from getting in, and if you're already seeing a lot of them in your house, they're already inside, and Adam can take care of that as well with an indoor treatment. This is peak time to get this stuff taken care of, and there is room on the schedule for you still. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated. 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. The best in local pest defense. Bugman, queenbee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks were down to the Knicks, but come back to win it in the second half. Big win for Giannis and the Bucks as they make that run.
Giannis on the right wing now. Bucks down by 1. Spins around his man. Takes it in. Lays it in with the foul. Huck Porty was no match as Giannis made a meal of him.
Yeah, Giannis having some dinner there as he drops 37 as the Bucks win 121-111. So there was a report by ESPN earlier this month that had Giannis eyeing a trade to New York. That's where he wanted to go, to the Knicks. During the game, Giannis is seen pointing at his jersey, saying, "This is my city." Like, that's what he's saying to the crowd as he's ramping him up. It was pretty awesome. So he was asked about it after the game, asked about, hey, were you looking to get traded to the Knicks? And I love his response on all these rumors and all this stuff. Listen to this. You'll appreciate this.
I don't have time. I'm not going to lie to you. I have 4 kids. I have a 7-month-old, 2-year-old, 4-year-old, and 5-year-old. So, brother, I don't have time to read. Even if I wanted to pay attention to stuff like that, my life don't let me.
Like my life. Right. Brother, I don't have time for that.
I'd like to read the sports page.
like literally
ain't got no time.
Like you say to the guy, look, hey, man, I
don't even know what you're talking about.
So anyway, whether or not there was anything there, Giannis is telling you like it is. Brother, I don't have time for that. Bucks win. They got the Warriors up next tomorrow on WDTMJ Radio.
Game time still not set for the Badgers, who have Washington at home on Sunday. Just 2 wins on the season. How do you fix it? ESPN Madison's Barry Alvarez show. Former coach and athletic director says you have to win in-state recruiting.
I told him when I came in, I'm going to build a wall around the state. I'm going to keep the best players in state. Then I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to get the next level players to come here and give them an opportunity to earn a scholarship. And I sold that to the coaches. And they told me, you want us to support you, what will you do for us? I said, I will do anything you want as far as opening my offices, providing film, allowing you to come to practice. I'll help you build your program.
Now let that whole thing run there, because what Barry was talking about is having relationships with high school coaches across the state as well. Mm-hmm. making sure that those coaches know how to reach him, how to funnel players toward him, building those relationships, which is why it's so important. Fewer than 36 Wisconsin kids on this current team. So maybe about a third or so. I don't know if that's the right number. Barry seems to think the right number is north of that, but nonetheless, not seen enough Wisconsin kids at the flagship university. Badgers have Washington at home Saturday, game time, TBA. And on to the Packers. They get back to practice this week. Noon kick on Sunday at Lambeau Field. So Packers quarterback Jordan Love. And let me say first, I'm entirely fine with it. Just go ahead and throw touchdowns, but he's not always the most interesting soundbite.
Sure, that's true.
Right?
Yeah,
Is that fair?
He can be a bit boring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he seems to open up a little bit in a semi-regular appearance with Kay Adams on FanDuel. Her show is Up and Adams. And Kay asked him how he got the nickname Pookie.
I don't know. I think Pookie got started on social media. Like, I think somebody started that, and it's been one of those things that's kind of just been like in the comments everywhere. And now the teams call me Pookie, and it's just kind of taken over. And hey, I'm not going to be mad at it. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Could be worse nicknames, but I'll take Pookie.
It could also be better.
Could be a lot better nicknames for an NFL player. Bulldog, something
worse.
bone, something big this, something that, right? Killer.
Yeah.
Find any number of nicknames that could be better. Well, Pookie is. Packers and Panthers at Lambeau on Sunday.
I have 4 little, gremlins that they're running around, and I got the other things. I got my wife, I got my mother, I got my brothers. I got to go to church, man. I ain't got time for all that.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Real quick aside, it's actually next week is the Badgers' next game, another bye week. You get 2 in college football. So next week, Badgers play Washington. When it comes to your career, you have an advantage. Well, it's time to take advantage. Vince Vitrano here for the LAK Group, which offers career coaching so you can identify and amplify your unique skill set. You want to give your career a bump, or maybe you like where you're working. You just want to get better in sync with your organization. From resume critiques to job offer negotiation to personal branding, career coaching from LAK gets you on the right path. Learn more at Transforming Careers. That's transformingcareers.com. LAK. Discover your human advantage.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house? Or maybe it's just time for a refresh. WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com. Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
The Miz.
TikTok Jack, we call him. It was pretty good.
Shout out to Thomas Mosier. Thank you for the ticket, Thomas.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
You should on me again. You did. You should on me.
Dang it.
Try not to should on me.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie's got an update on your morning drive.
I do, and it is starting to get a little bit busier out there. Northbound on 41, you got backups coming up from before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound, pretty much slow from the county line all the way down to Capitol Drive, so keep that in mind. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy from 25th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound tightens up right through the Stadium interchange, basically from Mitchell Boulevard all the way just before 35th Street. So keep that in mind. The rest of the system is actually still looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Mostly sunny skies and breezy today with a high of 54. Tonight's low down to 42, and then temperatures in the low to mid 50s all the way through the weekend. Right now at 48.
We've been having fun with this. So this past year, there was big news when they announced that Northridge Mall was coming down.
Mr. Mayor, tear down this mall.
That was the chief of Milwaukee Fire Department there, Aaron Lipsky, announcing
Great line.
Tear down this mall, because he was one of those many that were pushing for the Northridge Mall, what used to be a mall, to be torn down. It is now officially gone, and they're going to announce today their excitement for that.
Happening today.
Dr. Ken Harris.
That was it? That's all I get?
Happening today.
Happening today.
Ken, they're going to announce today.
Yes, they are.
The official tearing down of the mall. It's officially torn down now.
With all the abatement and all the stuff and environmental.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what do you want to be built there?
Anything that increases the value of the property around there at least by 50 to 75%.
Okay. So that could be a lot of different things.
That's a lot of different things. And so you want the community to step in and say what they want. This time, let's not let downtown dictate what they do. You can build a downtown on Brown Deer Road. You can build it up and have apartments. Now, granted, as everything happens in life, you're going to end up pushing some people out of the neighborhood. You're going to end up with gentrification. But I think it's time. I mean, when I moved here X years ago, it was, Brown Deer Road was booming. You went up there and it was like being in another city. Yep. Well, technically you were, but it was really great. And then it just started to deteriorate. And I think part of it was who moved up there, the price, but it also, that's what happens when you put in affordable housing. And so we have to balance that with enough, I don't want to say upper or moderate or.
You want to nice it up.
Wow.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
They don't want to put housing there, though. I mean,
you're going to have to.
Well, sure. But I think their ideas are larger than just putting in some more apartments. I think they want actual stuff.
Well, when I say that, I mean that includes it because it's like downtown. You can build up downtown with all the businesses you want and all the nightclubs you want, but if people don't live there to walk there to be there, you're not going to sustain it. And so I think that's going to have to be part of that idea to broaden who lives on Brown Deer Road, build it up, and make it like the Third Ward.
Is that 35th and Capitol or something like that? We got all kinds of beautiful, wonderful plans. That sat largely vacant for 2 decades. Right. And this one could be next if we sit here with these highfalutin plans and things we love to see, but nobody actually invests any money in the property. This thing could still be a parking lot in 10 years.
I don't think so.
Okay. I hope not. I
don't think so.
I don't want that.
Journal Sentinel cited a few ideas that the city's already floated out there. Do you want to hear some of them?
Sure.
One is a sports and recreation hub.
No.
Another is a healthcare development.
No.
An advanced manufacturing innovation campus.
No.
No, but it had the word innovation in it, Ken. So
why
then it's
would
good.
I move? Why would I move near there? Why would I move near there?
You can't just be a sourpuss on every idea. Then what should go there if none of these then?
Look downtown. You ready? Look downtown. Look on Water Street, and then transplant that to Brown Deer.
All right.
If it's good enough for downtown, it's good enough for Brown Deer.
All right. Well, maybe they'll make some big announcement here at 10:30 this morning.
Are you still working here 10 years from now? I know I am. I mean, unless I get whacked, but
no.
Right? All right.
No.
Well, then 10 years from this date, mark the date.
Call me.
Have you come back in?
Call me.
Promise me.
I promise you I'll answer the phone.
6:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get new Pella windows for the entire house as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Ready for the snap and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the drafts.
The draft picks we gave up for number one had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing old drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Plus, with 0% interest for up to 60 months, don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Service versus supply. 1051-2025.
If you own a company or you're in management, you know how valuable your local employees are. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Show your gratitude with a company holiday party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, recently voted the best supper club in the area. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Half your employees' dinners are free, saving your company hundreds of dollars, and they get a great dinner in a fantastic atmosphere. The Fox and Hounds, tucked into the Kettle Moraine Forest, the warmth and aroma of the real wood-burning fireplaces hits you as soon as you walk in the door. And the holiday decorations are incredible, putting your employees in the holiday spirit. Gift cards make perfect holiday gifts. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, it's like getting a free gift card. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is beautiful. I love this place. Book your company holiday party and order your gift cards today at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Relax tonight. Enjoy your free dinner. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, October 29th, our top story, serious destruction from Hurricane Melissa.
I'm Erik Bilstad, fighting for food assistance.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Westbound 94 from 27th Street going to be heavy to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we've got backups coming in from 76th Street through the Stadium interchange now. Southbound 41, heavy from the county line to Good Hope Road. And then another delay as you're making your way southbound from Appleton Avenue down towards Capitol. Part of the problem, we do have a crash off on the right shoulder just south of Appleton Avenue. So keep that in mind as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny and breezy today with a high of 54 degrees. Tonight's low down to 42, and right now at 48. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Hurricane Melissa making landfall now in Cuba. It has been downgraded to a Category 3 storm with maximum sustained winds at 115 miles an hour. This is a day after Melissa brought a path of destruction across Jamaica, the island's strongest storm on record. ABC's Ike Ajachi.
After lashing into Jamaica, the Prime Minister declaring the entire island a disaster area, one of the most powerful on record to make landfall in the entire Atlantic basin. Winds up to 185 miles per hour, destroying homes and schools. Urgent search and rescue operations underway after the monster storm unleashing torrents of floodwaters and life-threatening surge.
Before making landfall in Cuba this morning, some areas were already being flooded from rain from the storm.
More trade deals in place, potentially, says the president, speaking at the Asian Pacific Economic Corporation in South Korea this morning. During a speech to political leaders, he says a trade deal with South Korea's prime minister is in place.
And we made our deal. We pretty much finalized a trade deal. And we discussed some other things having to do with national security, etc.
Up next, potentially one with China. Well, the president is meeting with the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, in the next 24 hours.
Wisconsin among the states suing the Trump administration, urging emergency funds to be used to support the federal food assistance program despite the government shutdown. Attorney General Josh Kaul.
There are more than 40 million Americans who rely on SNAP, and that includes more than 690,000 people here in Wisconsin. It's about 1 in 8 Wisconsinites. They use SNAP to buy food each month. And that includes approximately 170,000 children, 110,000 older adults, and roughly 19,000 veterans just here in Wisconsin.
Food share benefits expected to run out on November 1st as the government shutdown continues.
The state's largest school district is okaying the $1.5 billion budget for next year. MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselli says property taxes are estimated to go up about $8 per $100,000 of assessed value. Meanwhile, Caselli says the district is still working to turn in its 2025 audit to the State Department of Public Instruction.
We are now working on the FY25 audit. We are a little behind on that, but the team is all up in my office working on it again. We have MGT there, we have Baker Tilly there, we have Council of Great City Schools is there, our CLA partners are there, and DPI is on site with us this week as well.
Governor Tony Evers' sweeping plan to overhaul Wisconsin's aging prison system moving forward.
The proposal includes closing the Lincoln Hills and Cooper Lake juvenile correctional facilities in northern Wisconsin and converting Waupun Correctional Institution into a medium security center focused on vocational training. The prison in Green Bay, built in 1898, would be closed. A bipartisan subcommittee of the State Building Commission approved spending $15 million to get the process started. The entire plan would take 6 years to complete and likely cost about $1 billion. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Obesity among Americans is at a 15-year low, while diabetes is reaching a historic high.
The connection between type 2 diabetes and obesity, that is a body mass index over 30, was established long ago. And it's driven people like Adela Lemus to take action.
I never thought that my weight was an issue until, obviously with diabetes and at my age, I just realized that I needed to stay healthy.
She's one of the 31 million American adults using GLP-1 drugs. The sharpest drop in obesity rates, according to Gallup, was among those aged 50 to 64. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Remember when you lived a life pain-free? Remember when it didn't hurt with every step or every reach? Well, relief is closer than you think, thanks to QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue and reduce inflammation. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Imagine doing the things you love to do pain-free. That's the freedom that QC Kinetics offers. And speaking of freedom, this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment. And every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. Call QC Kinetics today and live your life pain-free.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Spring Water, $3.99. 15 to 150 count selected varieties solo cups, plates, or bowls, $3.99. 13 to 22 ounce selected varieties Farm Rich appetizers, $5.49. 14 to 16 ounce selected varieties Daisy Dips, sour cream, or cottage cheese, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
You need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Our children deserve a real chance in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we work to ensure there's a great Milwaukee school for every child, because a stronger future for our kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more, visit cityfordcollective.org.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Giannis said good teams don't lose back-to-back games. We'll tell you if we're good. Coming up in sports at 7:15.
Fundraising campaign to honor and send local police officers to Washington, D.C. for the National Police Week. Patty Jervin, you know that name. She's the mother of fallen Milwaukee police officer Peter Jervin. She was on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
I want to help the District 2 officers, the friends and colleagues of Officer Kendall Corder to get to Washington, D.C., so they can get that closure that those ceremonies do help with them.
So they're holding a fundraiser. It's November 15th at Kelly's Bleachers in Milwaukee. November 15th.
Broadway actors have until tomorrow night to vote on a contract deal.
Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints.
Next time you shell out a small fortune to see a show like Hamilton, currently starring Leslie Odom Jr., you might not realize your favorite actor is absent until the curtain rises. A tentative contract agreement between theater owners, producers, and the Actors Union, which averted a strike, includes a provision that ditches the paper notices in playbills Informing audience members they'll be seeing understudies instead. They'll have to scan QR codes to find out, listen for verbal announcements, or look for cast lists in theater lobbies. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News, New York.
Speaking of Broadway shows, how was your show? You saw Les Mis.
Yeah, I'm on fumes because that's not a short show. It was opening night at the Marcus Performing Arts Center for Les Mis. Marcus folks tell me it's the #1 show people ask about. Like, when's it coming back?
Yeah,
when's it
Les
coming
Mis
back?
coming back?
Felt like a full house, and this was, and it's one of my favorites. I've seen it more than half a dozen times, albeit some local. Never seen it on Broadway, but this was gate to gate the most phenomenal cast I've ever seen do this production.
No kidding.
All the leads
Wow.
were stacked. It was amazing. Super
That's
powerful.
High praise.
So, yeah, really, really outstanding production.
Therefore, it was
Worth it?
better than.
Better than... It was better than Cats. 7:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
News is brought to you by American Republic Insurance Services. Be informed, be smart, be secure. Annual enrollment is on the way. Whether you're gearing up for retirement or already there, American Republic Insurance Services is here to help you navigate your health and life insurance options with confidence. They'll walk you through every step so you can make smart, secure choices and protect your legacy. And remember, protect yourself from scams by working with a trusted local agent. Call them today at 262-523-1440. American Republic Insurance Services. Be informed, be smart, be secure.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
7-Eleven. How's the morning drive, Debbie?
Well, it's a little slow. Eastbound 94 coming in from about 76th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. The westbound side slowing down from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 41, watch for backups from Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound is going to be a bit backed up. We got an accident on 41 southbound just south of Appleton Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder, making for a little bit of a backup through that area. Also seeing delays around the Good Hope Road curve, and then beyond the accident, slowing down all the way to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, mostly sunny and breezy with high temperatures in the mid-50s. Easterly winds could gust as high as 25 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 30s and low 40s. We hold on to a partly cloudy sky for our Thursday and Friday, highs in the low 50s. A few clouds on Saturday, slight chance for scattered showers, highs near 50 degrees, and we'll hold on to that chance of rain into Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 52. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
And Brendan's got our Milwaukee temperature at 48.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
It was Jamaica. Now it's Cuba. Floodwaters there, flooding the streets of Santiago de Cuba right now. Talking about Hurricane Melissa, now a Category 3 hurricane with 120-mile-per-hour winds bearing down on that country. This after hitting Jamaica, which now they're trying to deal with how bad it was.
Southwestern Jamaica has taken a direct hit, and with many areas of the island cut off by flooding, it is really hard to know the exact toll that the storm has taken, including the number of deaths, now at 7, but that is expected to rise. The officials say Kingston's airport could reopen as soon as tomorrow for emergency relief flights. President Trump overnight also said the U.S. is prepared to send help.
Yeah, they're really trying to figure out how to get people out of there, and just think about how difficult that would be. Obviously, you have people trying to leave, people who have been trying to leave. and you have power cut off, you have people who need direct help, but then you have all these tourists who have been hunkering down who just want to go home now. And obviously your thoughts aren't really with tourists, but at the same point, they're taking up energy also. They're taking up food and resources. So the country would like to have people leave as quickly as possible.
We made the point yesterday, like as an island nation, there's no, like, you can't just drive north. Like,
right.
That's why the recovery effort is always so difficult, is everything has to be flown in, and people who need to get somewhere have to be flown out.
But don't forget also, what's their one source of income?
Right.
Tourism.
Tourists.
Like, they need it more than anything. So as soon as they want people out, they want to rebuild and get people back in. So it's going to be a quick turnaround as quickly as possible anyway. But yeah, as of now, as you heard ABC's Lionel Moe's report, they don't even know how bad it's been yet. They're still trying to figure that out before they can even start the rebuild.
Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. The doctor-developed Milwaukee weight loss program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain the results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here. After a summer in the maintenance phase, feeling great, looking great. I'm back in reduction mode with the goal to lose 10 more pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. That means I'll have lost 50 pounds, yes, 50 pounds since January. The best part, none of the intense workouts, none of the meals, kits, or shakes, no meds, no injections. Many patients see 20 to 30 pounds. I saw 40 plus come off in just a month or two. You can do it. I did it. Book your free consultation today at 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Drafty windows means wasted money. Call Siding Unlimited today for energy-efficient replacement windows and doors and start saving now. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
A well-earned victory for your Milwaukee Bucks and for Giannis, who come back to beat the Knicks.
Now Giannis will dribble it into the front court with the clock winding down, lowers his head. He's driving, goes past everybody, and stuffs it down as he comes away flexing his muscle. The Greek Freak barking and jawing as he goes the other way. He's got 37 points.
He would end up with 37, 8 boards, 6 times as the Bucks win 121-111 over the Knicks. At one point in the third quarter, as they were making their run, Giannis pointing at his jersey, saying, "My city." You know, a lot of talk. The crowd went wild, by the way, after that.
Did they like that? Yeah, at Fiserv Forum?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
There was a lot of talk about the Knicks because it was not that long ago, a report earlier this month, actually, an ESPN report that said Giannis had some interest in maybe being traded to the Knicks. He was asked about that after the game.
Yeah, Giannis, there was going back to the ESPN report from earlier this month, part of it was that if you were traded, you'd prefer to go to the Knicks.
Who said that?
It was an ESPN report that shows.
I don't read that.
I was wondering if that is true, and if it is or it's not. Okay.
I don't remember that. Right now I'm here representing my team, and that's it. We beat the Knicks.
We beat the Knicks. Up next, the Warriors, by the way. Oh, and I really appreciated this too because the news conferences were getting long for the head coach, and he was more interested in something else taking place last night.
All right, guys. Okay, go ahead. You know there's a baseball game on?
I'll let you get to it, sir.
It won't be over until like 1 in the morning anyway. Jeez, that game almost killed me last night. Holy goodness.
Last night's game didn't take quite as long. Dodgers do fall to the Blue Jays in Game 3, 6-2. That series now tied 2-2.
I mean, everybody's guilty of checking their phone at work for a score. You think he's on the bench like, hey, anybody got a score?
Where are we at right now?
Packers get back to work today, coming off the Tuesday off day, preparing for the Carolina Panthers. Quarterback Jordan Love asked about fans wanted to see more production out of number 1 draft pick Matthew Golden at wide receiver.
We got so many different receivers and weapons out there that, it's one of those things where it is hard to always get guys the ball. But I always tell guys, some guys will have a great game one day and some guys might have a great day another day.
Love, a guest on Up and Adams with Kay Adams on FanDuel, describing like the best problem to have. Says Golden is doing everything right. It's nothing that he's not doing. It's just like, I got a lot of guys. They're open. I'm throwing to them. Packers put up 35 points on Sunday. So, did you know, Joe? I didn't even know he had a nickname.
You call me Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy.
It's not Schmoopy, but it's not that far off. What exactly it is and how it started coming up in sports at 7:45. Meanwhile, Wisconsin Badgers off this week. Next have Washington at Camp Randall. Fans' impatience with head coach Luke Fickell growing. Former coach and athletic director Barry Alvarez says the key is really getting back to in-state recruiting.
The top players here are as good as any in the country, and no one's paying attention to them. So you have a better chance. I mean, it's just common sense. You have a better chance at recruiting someone that lives in state. They can drive here. Their parents can come here and watch them. And they're as good as anybody you can get.
On ESPN Madison's The Barry Alvarez Show, always a pillar of Barry's teams. Win your state first. Win the in-state recruiting battle, take care of the rest later. You build your roster with that local talent. In fairness, different times before NIL and the transfer portal and all the things that have changed the game. Game time for November 8th at Camp Randall has not yet been set. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Coming up, the 2025 We Energies Cookie Book drops on Saturday. And we'll tell you how to get it online or in person next.
It's cruise deal season at Fox World Travel, and these savings are making waves. Set sail in style with exclusive offers from top cruise lines like Viking, Avalon Waterways, Princess Cruises, Celebrity, and Holland America. Ocean or river, Europe or Caribbean, we've got extra savings and special perks just for you. These deals won't stay afloat forever. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com before they sail away.
WTMJ and SideX back with the Bootiful Bathroom Contest, and time is running out to get your scary shower or terrifying tub or your space that just needs a refresh entered in the contest. It really doesn't have to be terrible looking. We'll put you in the contest anyway. Text BOO to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, which is 855-616-1620, or you head to WTMJ.com to enter and for full contest rules. Last chance here to turn in your outdated bathroom into a beautiful treat. Enter now at WTMJ.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery, and prices that are way too low?
Yeah, besides that.
Hasselus Mattress is locally owned and managed by the same family.
So,
your money stays right here. And through Monday, you'll get a $248 credit towards a new Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 722.
Okay, southbound on 41, backing up from the county line down past Good Hope Road, back on the brakes south of Appleton Avenue. Remember, we do have a crash off on the right shoulder south of Appleton, all the way down to about Capitol Drive is where the delays are. Northbound, slowing from just before Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. Eastbound 94, heavy now from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to 35th. Westbound, slowing from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then on southbound 43, backing up from just before Good Hope Road down to Bender Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
By the way, not that anyone should be surprised, but Debbie is the lady at our office, the one person at our office who celebrates her birthday by bringing treats for everyone else. So thanks
just
for
like
the
in
donuts.
elementary school, you know, you bring the cupcakes, but I didn't pick cupcakes.
She brought tons of
Debbie's
donuts.
the opposite of me, hides from my birthday.
Yeah, no.
Debbie celebrates and cares for all.
Thank you, Debbie.
You're a better person, Deb.
You're welcome, kids.
And happy birthday. By the way, forecast now sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Sunny and breezy today, a high of 54. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 42. Tomorrow, 53. Friday, 52. 723.
Coming up just days from now, We Energies will drop its annual cookie book. Big deal? Statewide, the nearly century-old tradition brought nearly 250,000 people out to distribution events across Wisconsin to get a physical copy of the book, which also becomes available online November 1st. In a moment, I will tell you how to get yours. The book is not yet out. However, Erik is holding one.
Yes. Look at this.
Very few, like it's a handful of people who have this right now. And by virtue of my major personal victory, we have this here in studio.
Congratulating for the first time, team number 2.
Oh, yeah! Team number 2, that was me. My team won the We Energies Great Cookie Book Taste-Off on Friday. And in addition to a very nice certificate commemorating the extraordinary victory,
Very nice.
I also was among those who got an early copy of the book.
See this?
I was in that competition last year, and dude, that is not an easy competition. I'm
Indeed.
impressed.
So how'd we win? We competed against other media types from the TV and radio stations in town. Bree Barnett, podcaster with Milwaukee Uncut. It was me, and then each team also got one of the bakers for this year's book.
Okay, we're looking for 5 ingredients that are in this cookie. Connie, you said egg yolks because egg yolks. Oh, powdered sugar.
Powdered
Okay.
sugar, and I'm saying powdered sugar because there's a glaze on it. And
So what's happening here is they bring out these trays of cookies, and you have you taste the cookies, and over the course of several rounds, you have to say which ingredients are in the cookie. They give you a list.
Okay.
Which of these ingredients here in your list of, 15 or so
And you would
are the
think that-
5 that are in this cookie?
You'd think, oh, maybe that'd be easy to pick, but no, that's tricky, eh?
There was one where, was it fresh ginger or ginger spice or something like that? Or is it
okay.
brown sugar or, regular sugar or vanilla? Does it have vanilla or is it almond extract? All of these different things, right? And then over the course of several rounds, and they tabulate the scores. There were a few other contests involved in there as well. And in the end, our team won. Connie Thomason of Pewaukee was our baker, and hers was one of the 37 recipes chosen for this year's book.
Did you see your cookie in the book?
Yeah, I did.
Does it look amazing?
They just looked amazing, and mine is in here someplace. I know it is.
And tell me about the cookie that you submitted.
It's a mini maple bar. It's a 3-layer bar.
Oh my goodness. And where does the recipe come from in your family?
It's a friend who actually passed down the recipe to me, and I have other friends who make similar bars to this.
So Connie Thomason of Pewaukee, she and her husband, they're We Energies customers, and Connie said it was her husband who convinced her. She loves to bake. Husband came in and convinced her to submit one of her many recipes.
Okay. When we get our re-energy bill, in there was a flyer that told us about the cookie contest. And so he brought it up to me and he said, I think you should enter this. I said, okay, I will. So I did. And and it was a great time to be able to spend time with you.
Oh, thank you, Connie.
I was watching you on television and now on radio.
I mean, what a thrill for her, don't you think, Eric? To have spent the morning.
With you.
Okay, so the digital download goes live Saturday morning, November 1st. It is free to download. You can do that online. But, as I mentioned, hundreds of thousands of people love to get their hands on the physical copy. And also starting Saturday, We Energies holds these distribution events across the state. The biggest one is in our area at American Family Field, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the parking lot, Saturday. One of 24 of these distribution events. For a full list, dates, times, and link to where you get the digital download, we have you set to go. You can text COOKIE, COOKIE, to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. That's COOKIE to 855-616-1620. And I will have producer Greg Pancake Hill send you a link with all the information. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 47,706. NASDAQ was up nearly 200 points to 23,827. S&P 500 up 16 to 6891. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Bottom of the hour headlines from ABC Next. Welcome to another episode of Find Your Career Rhythm, brought to you by the LAK Group, who help companies and professionals harness their true potential. LAK, discover your human advantage. Today I'm speaking with Mike Grubich, co-owner of LAK. And Mike, many companies focus on attracting that top talent, right? The A players, but they often neglect those B players on their teams.
Hi, Vince. And yeah, you're right. Companies do place a significant emphasis on their A players, as they lead major projects, high-profile initiatives, and are often on succession plans. However, our experience and recent research from organizations like Google have showed that B players are equally vital to an organization's success and long-term profitability.
Okay, that's interesting, but just as important, Mike?
They really are. In fact, maybe even more so. It may seem counterintuitive, but B players offer qualities that A players often don't. Unwavering reliability, consistent performance, steadfast dedication, and untapped potential for growth. potential that's often underestimated and overlooked by their managers. These traits are the foundation for sustained success and long-term results.
All right, so how do companies take advantage, Mike?
Finding the right rhythm with your B players starts with 3 key steps. First, evaluate job fit. Second, provide focused support and be intentional and direct with their development. And third, empower them to lead. Give them the permission to take ownership and drive growth. So coaching these B players is really a key.
Yeah, Mike, tell us about the coaching that LAK offers.
Well, we offer a wide range of leadership and career coaching programs, many of which are custom designed to seamlessly integrate into existing company initiatives. One of our most impactful offerings focuses on middle manager coaching. As an executive in a number of companies throughout my career, I've seen firsthand how these programs build confidence, develop future leaders, and equip individuals with the tools they need to excel in their roles and drive organizational success.
That's good stuff, Mike. If you or your company need coaching or career development or LAK's new Coaching on Demand platform, head to LAK's website at transformingcareers.com.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump is in South Korea meeting with the Prime Minister at the start of the APEC summit. ABC's Rachel Scott is traveling with him.
Here in South Korea, this is the last stop on the president's tour across Asia. 21 world leaders are gathering here for the APEC summit, but much of that overshadowed by the president's meeting with Chinese President Xi tomorrow. And this morning, he's optimistic a trade war can be averted. And the president, while here in Asia, has been trying to finalize the details of trade deals. The president wants South Korea to invest $350 billion in the United States as part of a trade deal reached back in July, but still no firm details from either side on whether that will happen.
Hurricane Melissa now over Cuba is a Category 2 storm with maximum sustained winds of 105 miles an hour. A day earlier, the storm raked a path of destruction across Jamaica. Government shutdown now on day 29. 40 million Americans could lose their food assistance benefits this weekend without some compromise. This is ABC News.
Slowing down on eastbound 94 in Waukesha County now from Highway 16 all the way to about Highway F. Back on the brakes past the Barker Road area to Calhoun, and then from the zoo all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th. Westbound heavy from before 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. On southbound 43, you got backups just south of Brown Deer Road, stretching all the way to Bender Road, and then again from Capitol down to about Locust. Southbound 41, still dealing with an accident south of Appleton Avenue off on the right shoulder. Delays from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast includes a high of 54 degrees today under mostly sunny skies and partly cloudy skies overnight. Low down to 42. Milwaukee right now at 48. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, hundreds of thousands of Milwaukee County residents scrambling, as are folks across the state, as federal food benefits could run out in the coming days. Now, many food pantries around Wisconsin are already seeing an increase in donations over the last couple of weeks. Josie Strand with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin telling WTMJ.
Seeing like those 250,000 families now not having that at the grocery store, being able to spend those funds on the food that they need, those families are going to turn to our pantry network. So it's very hard to anticipate the exact quantity of food that we're going to need, but our pantries, bottom line, are going to need a lot of support, and we're going to do our best to be there for them.
People can donate non-perishable items and money to help Milwaukee area food pantries by using donation bins across the city. We've got locations and more information up at WTMJ.com.
Wisconsin is joining a lawsuit against the White House urging emergency funds be used to support the federal food assistance program. Attorney General Josh Kaul.
There are more than 40 million Americans who rely on SNAP, and that includes more than 690,000 people here in Wisconsin. It's about 1 in 8 Wisconsinites. They use SNAP to buy food each month, and that includes approximately 170,000 children, 110,000 older adults, and roughly 19,000 veterans just here in Wisconsin.
Those food share benefits expected to run out on November 1st as the government shutdown continues.
Milwaukee School Board giving the green light to next year's year's budget. MPS Superintendent Brenda Casalius.
We're committed to providing a budget that maximizes our resources for students and schools and demonstrates fiscal prudence and responsibility to our taxpayers.
The $1.6 billion spending plan includes an increase in funding for extracurriculars. Milwaukee property taxes estimated to go up about $8 for the average household.
Securing funding to advance cancer research has become more difficult in recent months. Dr. Joe Zenga on WTMJ.
When you submit a grant like this, you get the score, and then, you don't get the funding for like 6 to 9 months. So you got to start hiring, you got to put things in place so you can hit the ground running. And we had to just shut that all down. Like when they dropped the pay line, you can't win the game and then they change the rules after.
Dr. Zenga from the Medical College of Wisconsin says under new federal rules, only the top 4% of grant applications are now approved by the National Institute of Health.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:34. News brought to you by J&J Contractors. Visit jjcontractorsllc.com.
Ready to upgrade your home's exterior? Family owned and operated since 1983, J&J Contractors specializes in top quality windows, doors, and siding that enhance your home while increasing its value and energy efficiency. From modern vinyl siding to stylish fiberglass doors, and from double hung windows to sliding glass doors, they have the perfect solutions for your home. Contact them today for a free consultation. Just search online J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Coming up, call him Mr. Moore Baseball.
If Penny Mustard was a bookstore, our staff's top pick section would spotlight the Dane bedroom.
My review would say, smoking hot. You'll feel more sophisticated with the Dane bedroom in your home.
Mine would read, the perfect balance of iron and wood makes the Dane bedroom stand out from the rest.
Wow, the Dane bedroom sounds great. I can't wait to see the film adaptation.
The Dane bedroom, starting at $82.48 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
A new physician has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Dr. Derek Damrow. Originally from Sheboygan, Dr. Damrow earned his biochemistry degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and completed medical school at the Medical College of Wisconsin. He trained alongside a world-renowned upper extremity surgeon at the University of Florida. Dr. Damrow is now back in southeastern Wisconsin to provide specialized shoulder and elbow care through Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Learn more or schedule an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Jordan Love has a nickname. I don't think I'd heard it before. You'll hear it next, and you can debate whether or not it's a good one. That's coming up in sports at 7:45.
Speaking of nicknames, call him Mr. Moore Baseball.
Just call him Mr. Moore Baseball.
Oh, say, can you see?
That's what Brad Paisley is calling himself after he sang the national anthem before Game 3 of the World Series Monday night. We all know how that went. It lasted 18 long innings and took almost 7 hours. But it wasn't Paisley's first time at that rodeo. He's sung the anthem at 4 World Series games. Each went into extra innings, including the 2 now tied for the longest in Fall Classic history. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
So if you see him come up to the next one, do you say, yeesh?
I'm going to beat the traffic here. Yeah, right.
Dude, do you want him or do you not?
That's uncanny, though. Was it 4 games?
He's done it 4 times.
And they've all gone into extras.
Including 2 for 18.
Did he stay for the whole thing?
No way.
I'm Mr. Moore Baseball, like for you, not for me. I'm out. 7:38. This report brought to you by Steinhafels. Save today during their Black Friday sale.
It's here, Steinhafels Black Friday sale. Jump on huge savings now with doorbusters like any size Sealy mattress for just $99, dining tables and sofas for $499, and a queen bed at just $599. Plus, enjoy 36 months, 0% financing on even more deals store-wide. Don't wait for Black Friday. Save today at Steinhafels and Steinhafels.com.
It's worth $100.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones.
As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Now it's my turn. Worth $100 to save thousands later, don't you think? Vince Vitrano here for My HVAC Guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. My HVAC Guy is actually a husband and wife team. It's Ryan and Ellie, and their family-owned business. They are booking the fall furnace tune-up right now. Great time to get on the schedule. We just hired ours at the Vitrano house last week. So Ryan came out. He services the whole unit. Cleaned everything out, checked all the connections, cranked up the heat, make sure that everything was good to go for the season, tweaked some of the ventilation. No looming major problems that could cause an emergency in the coming winter. So grateful to have Urban Heating and Cooling in my contacts list and Ryan and Ellie to take care of everything. When you call over there, you talk to Janelle. And I want you to tell Janelle you want the Vinny special. $99 for the fall furnace tune-up. Get started online now at urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Stock up with big fall savings at Menards. Winterize with RV and Marine antifreeze and automotive antifreeze on sale now. Save big on an 8-pack of 100-watt or 12-pack of 60-watt LED light bulbs. Protect your home and family with great sale prices on select security lights and smoke alarms. Plus, stay warm with a fantastic selection of space heaters on sale. Check out Menards' weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Debbie's got an update on our morning drive here.
Things are slowing down on southbound 43. From about just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Bender Road, then back on the brakes from Hampton down through the Capitol Drive area to Locust. On southbound 41, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. We do have that crash just south of Appleton Avenue, also complicating matters. It is off on the right shoulder, though. Northbound, we're seeing backups from Mayfair Road pretty much all the way up to Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, just a bit backed up from Highway 16 to Highway F, and then back on the brakes from just before 84th Street through the Stadium to 35th. Westbound's heavy from about 20th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, mostly sunny and breezy, high temperatures in the mid-50s. We hold on to a few clouds tonight with lows in the upper 30s and low 40s. Partly cloudy skies for Thursday and Friday, highs in the low 50s. We hold on to a few clouds on Saturday, a slight chance for some scattered showers, highs near 50. We hold on to that slight chance of rain into Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 52. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 48. 742 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Some troubling news out of the Middle East where the fragile ceasefire is, what's the definition of ceasefire? Various officials say, no, the ceasefire is still holding even though there's some firing.
Yeah, it would appear that way. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordering the attacks in Gaza now after what Israel says were more violations of the ceasefire agreement.
The Israelis are increasingly impatient and frustrated and angry that Hamas has not turned over more bodies of hostages. Per President Trump's deal, they were supposed to return the majority, if not all, of the 28 deceased hostages. And they gave the impression they knew where most of them were.
ABC's Jordana Miller there, and now it would appear that after an Israeli soldier was killed, now there's talk that they had the right to return fire in Hamas. That's what President Trump is saying.
Nobody knows what happened to the Israeli soldier, but they say it was sniper fire, and it was retribution for that, and I think they have a right to do that.
So he's saying they had the right to return fire, and it would appear that there's been some back and forth now. Doesn't say for sure that this ceasefire has broken, but there's definitely back and forth now, and definitely more fatalities.
Well, clearly two things at play. One, you have disorder on the streets, literally, because who's in charge now? While we work to set up under the confines of the agreement some sort of security force, like there is some lawlessness, and you have some folks left over from Hamas who are trying to assert authority. You have which line are we at, this line, that line, in terms of the Israeli advances into Gaza, so all of that at play. But I keep going back to what our guy, the military analyst, the former Army General McCausland told us.
Jeff McCausland?
Yeah. And he's like, you have Hamas leadership who made the deal. Then you got Hamas foot soldiers who maybe don't care what the deal was, and now that the head has sort of been cut off, like who's taking orders from whom and whether or not they're following the ceasefire.
And where is the leadership?
Yeah, exactly. So you may have a separation there.
Right.
And so that continues to play out. 7:44. Got sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. I went so many years without using my vision benefits that we were paying for, even as my eyesight started to strain. So only a few months left on the calendar year. So if you have not taken care of your annual checkup, time to get on the schedule and do that. I had been buying readers off the rack at the convenience store for years instead of getting a real, comprehensive eye exam and custom lenses designed for my specific vision needs. The difference is real. I see so much better for reading now with these new glasses, and insurance covered so much of the cost, including helping me pay for my first pair of glasses. Visit the folks I know and trust for my eye care. Call Shopco Optical, or you can get started online. Great website, shopco.com. You can even schedule your first appointment.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery, and prices that are way too low?
Yeah, besides that.
Hasselus Mattress is locally owned and managed by the same family. So, your money stays right here. And through Monday, you'll get a $248 credit towards a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Huge win for the Milwaukee Bucks. Big win as they come back to defeat the New York Knicks.
Giannis on the right wing now. Bucks down by one. Spins around his man. Takes it in. Lays it in with the foul. Porty was no match as Giannis made a meal of him.
Yeah, have yourself some dinner there, Yanni. Drops.
Was it a 50-piece chicken mini?
Not quite, but it was close. 37 as the Bucks win 121-111. So there was a report earlier this month by ESPN that Giannis was eyeing a trade to New York. And during the game, third quarter, as they're making this run, Giannis pointing at his chest saying, my city, my city's kind of suggesting that, you know what, he's good where he's at. The crowd went wild, by the way, when he did that.
They like that at Pfizer?
So he was asked about it after the game, and you would love his response. Asked about, hey, what about this report and all this stuff, all these rumors? I loved what he had to say because I think everyone could relate to just how busy your lives are.
I don't have time. I'm not going to lie to you. I have 4 kids. You know, I have a 7-month-old, 2-year-old, 4-year-old, and 5-year-old. So, brother, I don't have time to read. Even if I wanted to pay attention to stuff like that, my life don't let me.
Isn't that great?
Hey, brother, I ain't got time.
Yeah, like, of all the things that are going on,
ain't got hardly time to read the sports page.
So, brother, I don't have time to read, even if I want.
Brother, even if I wanted to.
Trying to curl up with a good book over here. I can't do it.
Up next, the Warriors tomorrow night.
Game time is still not set for the Badgers, who have Washington at home next weekend. Just 2 wins on the season for Bucky. So how do you fix it? ESPN Madison's Barry Alvarez show, the former coach and athletic director, says you got to win in-state recruiting. It's a longer bite, but I want you to hear from Barry on how he used to do it.
I told him when I came in, I'm going to build a wall around the state. I'm going to keep the best players in state. Then I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to get the next level players to come here and give them an opportunity to earn a scholarship. And I sold that to the coaches. And they told me, you want us to support you. What will you do for us? I said, I will do anything you want as far as opening my offices providing film, allowing you to come to practice. I'll help you build your program.
Love that from Barry Alvarez, talking about the relationship that he built with high school coaches across the state. Like, man, don't be talking to Alabama, right? Don't be talking to LSU. Don't be talking to all these other schools. You talk to me. I'm Barry Alvarez. I'm here in the state. I'm going to win all these kids, and developing those relationships. And here's what I'll do for you as the flagship program in Wisconsin. Here's what I can do for you and for your athletes. So I think that was a great relationship. We got about 36 Wisconsin kids on the current roster for UW. I don't know if that's the right number or not. Barry seems to think it's north of that, whatever it is, but got to keep the best talent here in the state. I mentioned before that Jordan Love has this nickname, and I guess we got Jason Wilde coming up next. I'm sure he's aware of it.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't heard.
Yeah.
You knew what it was?
I did
Or only
not.
just because it was recently brought up?
Right. Only because it was recently brought up.
Well, I'm not a fan of the nickname. He seems just fine with it. We'll do it with Wilde next.
I have 4 little, gremlins that they're running around, and I got the other things. I got my wife, I got my mother, I got my brothers. I got to go to church, man. I ain't got time for all that.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. And this month, you can score a whole house of new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, with 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping all of the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie's got an update on your morning drive here.
All right, westbound 94 just got some backups from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, and then west of Highway 100, crossing over the county line to Elm Grove Road. Eastbound, a little heavy from Highway 16 to Highway F, back on the brakes just before 84th Street all the way to 35th. And then we've got some delays along southbound 43 from just south of Brown Deer Road down to Bender, and then back on the brakes just before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
If you were to pick on the show, who would bring the donuts for their birthday?
100%.
Who would you pick? Debbie. Every time.
Is today the actual day, Deb?
Today is the actual day at about, I think, 9:46.
All right, well, 9:46. Very well. Thank you for the treats and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Sunny and breezy today, a high of 54. Tonight, low of 42. Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 53.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I don't know. I think Pookie got started on social media. Like, I think somebody started that, and it's been one of those things that's kind of just been like in the comments everywhere, and now the teams call me Pookie, and it's just kind of taken over, and hey, I'm not going to be mad at it. You know, it is what it is. Could be worse nicknames, but I'll take Pookie.
I don't know how much worse. ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde, are you among those calling Jordan Love Pookie?
No, I call him Jordan.
Was this widely known that was his nickname? And I do want to credit Kay Adams from FanDuel's Up and Adams in her interview with Jordan Love this week. I guess Pookie's been around for a bit.
Yeah, I've heard him called that by guys before. Now
Why?
they also tease him. So his wife, Ronica, who is a professional volleyball player, played volleyball at Oregon, calls him Silly Body. and that got out on some sort of video a couple weeks ago or a couple years ago, and so guys were calling him that for a while. But that's a mouthful of a nickname, obviously. So I don't know what generated the Pookie, but yeah, what I like about Jordan is he's so even-keeled that even when he gets stuck with a nickname he clearly does not particularly like, oh, it could be worse. You could have worse nicknames. Like he's just so flatline all the time. I'll say this though, he's smart. That's a smart play because when you get a nickname that you don't like, if you push back on it, you're just going to get it more and more and more. So
Right.
maybe he's holding out hope it'll go away.
Yes, then for sure that's your nickname.
Yes, exactly. I got hung with Jay Bird on our show, but once I told the guys that Jaden Reed was also nicknamed Jay Bird, then they were like, "Well, Jaden Reed's a pretty cool guy. We can't keep calling Wildy Jay Bird." So it just went away. It worked out great.
Excellent pivot.
What you can't do is you don't get to pick your own nickname. You can't self-gloss, as Jim Rome used to say. You don't get to pick your own. You're stuck with what you're stuck with.
So do you guys have like nicknames that we don't know about?
I don't think so. I mean, I just call Erik E once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
What is or your
and
Eric's college buddies called him Billy.
Yeah,
Bilstad.
Billy.
Hey, Billy.
That makes sense. I was going to say Billy. What?
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that because
I mean, the most famous nickname on the
I'd figure
program.
that out an hour from now.
Yeah, it has to be Pancake, which if folks, and they still ask, even though we explain it almost every time I reference it, he worked as, so were you kitchen staff? You waiter? What did you do?
No, I was a waiter.
Waiter at the Pancake House on the south side, which, by the way, Wildy has since been bulldozed, but I don't think that's related to Pancake's time there.
Not like I worked there when it was bulldozed.
Did you know you can ask AI what your nickname is? Do you want me to ask?
Sounds to me it should be Bulldozer.
Just Dozer, and then it becomes Doze. The fun thing about nicknames is when they morph, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It started
Kinda
as
like
this,
pet
and then it
names.
becomes that, and then because it was that, it becomes something else.
I'm going to ask right now. You guys go ahead. I'm going to ask what Jason Wildy's nickname
All
should
right.
be.
All right, Billy, we'll check back in with you later.
In the meantime, can we talk about Giannis's extraordinary response to, I don't know if you caught it, Wildy, but the Bucks played the Knicks last night. It had been rumored or discussed, or who knows where these things come from, but that Yanni, if he were to be traded, was thinking about New York, would like to play for the Knicks. Giannis dropped 37 on the Knicks, and the Bucks win, and he's asked about the report overnight, and he said something to the effect of like, man, I didn't even know about that report. I don't read the stuff, not because I don't want to read, but because I got 4 kids at home and a lot of other stuff going on. I thought it was great. I hope at some point we stop talking about where Giannis wants to be traded to.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the NBA because it just feels like the most interesting thing and the thing that gets covered the most is not the games themselves, is not the stars themselves and what they're doing. It's, what's going to happen next, right? Like it is constantly, Kevin Durant is in the last year of his deal and he might end up here or there or everywhere. And it's been like that for like a decade, I swear. Yep. Like it was not that way before. It's just all about, and he obviously is the biggest star. And I do find myself wondering if there are reporters who are doing something that I try not to do, which is, cheer for a story to happen because it makes it more interesting. It feels like there's like this push to get this guy to New York, and I just don't understand it.
I don't think New York's a good setting for Giannis either. I mean, he's talked about how, as globally famous as he is, and obviously everybody in town knows him, but how he can sort of walk that line of being known and folks, complimenting him, and he's famous. But when you're Milwaukee famous also, people leave you be. And he's a family guy, and he sort of wants to do his thing also.
I totally agree with that. And by the way, he's a big enough star that it really doesn't matter which team he plays for. He is incredibly marketable because of not only what a great player he is, but how likable he is. I mean, who doesn't like Giannis?
Right, yes. My favorite is how he responded to it. Just telling the guy, like, look, I have 4 kids, so...
So, brother, I don't have time to...
So, brother...
brother, I don't have time.
He's the best.
All right, you want to hear
I hope
it?
they can win to keep him happy.
You want to
Yes,
hear
I
it?
do.
Okay, so
Yes.
we asked co-pilot here. One suggestion it said for you, Wildy, was Mr. Monday Morning for your post-game analysis. You're Mr. Monday Morning. And the other one here, for your ability to break down complex football topics, your nickname should be Captain Clarity.
I just want to reiterate, for those that think that AI is just the greatest thing ever, further evidence that it's got a long way to go. I am still scared of it. I've seen iRobot. I have seen the Terminator. I don't want the machines taking over because I really don't want either of those nicknames. Those nicknames stink.
All right, Captain. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, Double V. Jimmy V.
Thanks, my friend.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Buddy.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house? Or maybe it's just time for a refresh. WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com. Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, October 29th, our top story. Hurricane Melissa bearing down now on Cuba.
I'm Erik Bilstad. More donations as the benefits run out.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Northbound on 4394. We've got backups coming up and around the Plainfield curve all the way up to about Lincoln. Back on the brakes over the high-rise bridge. And then again, north of the Marquette. So from Kilbourne pretty much all the way to North Avenue. Southbound's backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to Locust. Westbound 94 slowing down from about 35th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's heavy from 84th Street to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High 54 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Breezy conditions as well. Turning partly cloudy tonight, low down to 42. Milwaukee at 48. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Hurricane Melissa moving on from Jamaica, now battering Cuba. News Nation meteorologist Max Saparis saying it remains a Category 3.
It's on top of Cuba at this hour, going to continue to move northeast with Bahamas on deck for another powerful part of this system coming on through. 115-mile-per-hour winds, picking up steam as it moves northeast at 12 miles per hour. Still a major hurricane and expected to weaken slightly as it gets towards the Bahamas Islands. It's going to be down to a Category 2 with winds of 110 miles per hour as it passes through the southern Bahama Islands as we enter into the afternoon. Turks and Caicos under a tropical storm warning.
Hundreds of thousands of people taking shelter in Cuba as the hurricane made landfall.
Israel attacking multiple targets in Gaza overnight after accusing Hamas of breaking the ceasefire and killing a soldier. Hamas officials say the airstrikes killed at least 100 people. CBS correspondent Elizabeth Palmer.
Gazans thought this kind of trauma was over.
But no. As the airstrikes continued overnight, casualties mounted, among them children. One missile hit a camp next to Aqsa Hospital in the center of Gaza, where patients and their families were sleeping. God help us, said Amna Kranawi. What kind of a truce is this?
Israel's military says the ceasefire is back on.
President Trump's message at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in South Korea. America is open for business.
For businesses and manufacturers like those in this room, our tax law includes 100% expensing for all new factories, plants, and equipment. So that means you can write everything off.
President rattling off a laundry list of economic successes. President Trump set to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping tomorrow.
With the government shutdown, more federal workers are going without pay since the shutdown began on October 1. This as Democrats stick to demands that the Affordable Care Act's insurance protections be extended.
The shutdown marching forward as Democrats remain dug in on their demand that health care tax credits be extended to prevent premiums from skyrocketing. In a break with her party, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is accusing Republicans of not having a plan to tackle health care costs. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Republicans are willing to negotiate, but only after Democrats agreed to reopen the government.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Some 250,000 Milwaukee County residents among those across the state scrambling as federal food assistance benefits are set to run out in the coming days. Some local organizations are stepping up to help.
With the announcement of SNAP and state food share benefits expiring November 1st, a county-wide food drive is fully underway. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says donation bins will be located all across the city.
They'll be at schools, they'll be at police department stations, they'll be at libraries.
Josie Strand with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin says donated food will be distributed through the food banks network.
Volunteers will sort through them and pack them into more distinct boxes of grains or bakery or whatever it is so that they can be ordered online by our pantry partners and go directly into the community.
Sean Brunda, WTMJ News.
Full list of donation sites found at WTMJ.com.
Governor Evers' sweeping plan to overhaul Wisconsin's aging prison system is moving forward. The plan starts with closing Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake juvenile correction facilities. The prison in Green Bay would be closed. That one was built in 1898. The whole plan would take 6 years and likely cost $1 billion.
Milwaukee Public School Board is greenlighting next year's budget. MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius.
We're committed to providing a budget that maximizes our resources for students and schools and demonstrates fiscal prudence and responsibility to our taxpayers.
Property taxes estimated to go up about $8 on the average household in the city. The $1.6 billion budget includes an increase in funding for extracurriculars.
Coming up, it's possible that Halloween candy could have some health benefits.
No, eat more. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
Maybe in moderation.
Get 2 mattresses for the price of 1.
Whoa, what are you doing?
We don't do sales at Penny Mustard.
I know, Nicole.
So how can we offer 2 mattresses for the price of 1?
Because it's only 1 mattress.
You're not making sense, Ben. Have you been painting in confined spaces again?
Arvid, I'm talking about Penny Mustard's 2-sided mattresses.
Oh, I see. When you have a flippable 2-sided foam or coil spring mattress,
it's like having 2 mattresses for the price of 1.
You'll give each side more time to breathe.
And your mattress will last twice as long.
You use both sides of your pillow, and you should be able to use both sides of your mattress, too.
I don't use a pillow.
What do you use?
A cement block.
Really?
I find it relaxing after a long day of painting in confined spaces.
2-sided mattresses, because 2 is better than 1. Available every day at Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Keep the comfort in and the weather out with beautiful new windows and doors from Siding Unlimited. For ideas, go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Next few hours, the Federal Reserve set to announce whether it will cut interest rates again. It could have a big impact on a lot of home budgets. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady.
A small cut, it could nudge down borrowing costs on things like credit cards, auto loans, adjustable rate mortgages. It won't offer major relief for most, though. So we're going to be listening for hints on whether more cuts are coming.
Fed expected to cut rates by 1/4 of a point.
The world's list of billionaires is growing.
I want to be a billionaire.
The wealth intelligence firm Eltrata says there were just over 3,500 billionaires last year. About a third of them, 1,135, were in the U.S. The Americans' fortunes accounted for 43% of the world's wealth. China was second. Its 321 billionaires held 10% of the wealth. Europe had more than 1,000 billionaires for the first time. Last year's stock market surges lifted the average billionaire's wealth by about 10%. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
There could be some health benefits from Halloween candy. Stick to the sour stuff if you're feeling anxious.
To your brain, candies such as Sour Patch Kids, Warheads, and Sour Skittles serve as a reset switch.
That sharp, sour taste, it floods your sensory wiring and it pulls the brain out of that what-if loop and drops you back into the present moment.
Healthy living expert Paul Fulford says eating sour candy is not therapy in its finest form, but it is a tool for managing anxiety.
It's sensory override. You're not escaping the feeling, you're redirecting the brain's focus to the present.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
That story idea was actually submitted by Billy Johansson. He's 10 years old in middle school, right? He did the research, right?
Dad, you know what story you should do.
Absolutely,
Sour
yes.
Patch are really good for you.
I mean, we'll take it. Coming up on 8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Here's a penny for your thoughts. There's about 11,000 tire-related crashes every year.
Mostly due to driving around on underinflated, beat-up, worn-out tires with low tread.
A couple of clicks at richlawns.com will get you scheduled for a free tire tread test.
But if you're pressed for time, there's an old trick we use in the tire industry that'll tell you if you need tires.
And that's free, too.
My dad showed me, who learned it from his dad, who learned it from someone else way back in 1964.
Ah, yes. The old penny test.
Yep, just place a penny head first.
As in upside down.
Into the groovier tire. Now, if you can see the top of Lincoln's head, you're due for tires.
And hey, if the free penny test frazzles you, book an appointment at richlawns.com.
If your tires are good,
no harm, no foul, because it won't cost you a penny. Be safe, buckle up, and hang. Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're
due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
Debbie's got an update on the morning drive here at 8:10.
Yeah, we've got southbound 43 backing up now from just south of Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive, and the northbound side backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Locust. Westbound 94 just tight right through the Stadium interchange. Eastbound slowing from 84th Street all the way to 35th. And on 4394 northbound, backing up right around the Plainfield curve all the way up to about the KK River crossing. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
On our way to a high of 54 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Breezy once again and a low down to 42 tonight as skies turn partly cloudy. Milwaukee right now is at 48 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Getting it going on a Wednesday morning. Vince Vitrano, Erik Bilstad with you, taking you to 10 o'clock, right? Pancake Hill produces the program, and we got Debbie on the cars with Neil in the newsroom this morning. Want to get you a little bit more information about what we could see from the Federal Reserve today.
Happening today.
Federal Reserve expected to announce its decision on whether to reduce the interest rate this afternoon. So what's ultimately that matter to you and me? We heard a little bit about it there in that earlier reports, car buying, home equity loans, credit card rates, all of those things potentially impacted. Lower rates mean better news for borrowing. Also, the larger ripple effects then. If businesses can borrow more money, can they lower costs to you? Like all of these different things are affected by what that federal interest rate is set at, and it could go down today. It comes as mortgage rates, so buying a house, right? Those rates actually continue a slow downward creep.
Some good news for frustrated and sidelined homebuyers. Mortgage rates slid to their lowest point in the past year, according to Mortgage News Daily, dipping to 6.13%, a drop from the latest Freddie Mac figures last week that showed interest rates were 6.19%. Mortgage rates have remained high over the past few years and are still far off from the low rates that drove housing sales during the pandemic. Mortgage rates are just one gauge the Federal Reserve Board is watching as it weighs another interest rate cut following Wednesday's policy meeting. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
And so they meet this morning, Federal Reserve Board, weighing that cut. I mean, why wouldn't they then? Based on everything we just talked about, why did you just, of course you want to cut. Well, inflation remains high, albeit slowing. But when you cut rates too much, and I'm not an economist here or an expert, but in the simplest of terms, you flood the zone with all sorts of borrowed money, costs then can soar. The more money that's out there, the more people can afford to pay for something. You can't pay $1 for a glass of lemonade if you don't have $1, but all of a sudden if you do, then you can. And so that's one of the reasons it's a difficult balancing act. So perhaps you've heard President Trump suggest inflation is down. Interesting comment on that from one of our partners here, Annex Wealth Management. You hear me talk about them. Stephen Kristen talked with the CEO, Dave Spano, on WTMJ's Point Taken this week.
When Trump starts to talk about, inflation is down, of course, he's not an orator, but what he should say is it's down down to expectations. Obviously, we were at 7, 8, 9% inflation, and now we're at 2 to 3%. The Fed still wants to get it down to 2%, but they can't do it at the risk of causing a recession. And that's why we're going to see the Fed cut rates, and we're going to get that information this week.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management. Yeah, like you get too worried about the interest rate and not wanting to cut, not wanting to get too worried about inflation. Well, then you got a recession, and that's also bad. So it's the balancing act. Seems to be the consensus among experts that the Fed will cut that rate, maybe a quarter point, and we find out for sure this afternoon, 1 o'clock our time. And then Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is expected to have a news conference to follow. It's interesting because it comes at times where you have another example of, as much as we all say, boy, we're hurting and things cost too much, and we're still spending a ton of money.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere, right? Well, so how often do you go out to lunch?
I
mean, you
know my answer to that question.
Like
is I typically don't eat lunch.
Well, right. Okay, you either skip the meal altogether, but you're not going out to restaurants generally for lunch.
No, what I bring for a little sustenance, I always bring from home.
Yeah, just a bag of lunch or whatever.
A brown bagger.
Yeah, or a snack or whatever. Well, what we're paying for lunch when we go is up.
The average weekly Monday to Friday lunch tab for Americans is now working out to be $108.68.
So that is about $20 a day for lunch. So we're paying $20 lunches now. It's been that way for a little bit, almost more normal now. That's Charles Passy. He's with Market Watch. He was on Gordon Deal's program earlier today on WTMJ. Okay, so where's that cost coming from?
I talked to one restaurateur who said, look, my costs have gone up. And he gave very specific details. He said, in the last year alone, his cost for protein items, which is basically meat, has gone up 20%. His cost for produce has gone up 14%. I forgot what figure he gave me for bread, but even his cost for bread has gone up. And this is a guy who's basically running a lunchtime sandwich operation.
Right. All right. So what do you do? I mean, eventually, are you going to hit some mark where the consumer's done with that? Well, I'm not buying those sandwiches anymore. They cost too much. Or the consumer's like, well, I'm realizing I'm spending north of $100 a week on lunch. I got to pull back. So how do you continue to get these customers and stay in business if you're that restaurateur? Well, Charles in his report said a lot of what some of these restaurants are doing now is trying to find more deals, trying to figure out a plan.
This gentleman who, was running the sandwich shop that I spoke to, he's got a $16.95 deal, so that's a sandwich, but it's a fairly hefty sandwich, according to what he said. A drink and chips.
All right, so $16.
A hefty sandwich.
Yeah, there's a couple extra layers of meat in there to make that work. That's a lot of money, though. If you're talking about that, if you're going out to eat 5 times a week for lunch, if you're at work, and then God knows what else you're paying. You got gas, you got anything else. It's a lot of money spent just to be eating lunch.
Well, I think a few things at play here. And first of all, I do have sympathy for the restaurateurs. I don't think sandwich guys getting rich. He's talking about passing on escalating costs.
Right, yes.
Anybody who knows the restaurant industry knows margins are very thin there. So
thin.
You understand why it happens. I think a couple of things. Dave Ramsey's one of those consumer guys. He does a program to get you on track and things like that. And I've listened to a lot of his stuff. He's got a theory that basically because we don't pay cash for anything anymore, we've really lost that relationship and associated relationship with how much things cost, because it's just you swipe your card.
Right, yeah.
And now what the thing for the tip comes up and you say, I guess 20%. Like, well, that's money. When you have cash in your hand and you're going 10, 20, 21, 22, and some change. You're like, oh, geez, okay. And then on top of that, the numbers that you quoted here, okay, you say $20 for lunch. All right, I had $20 for lunch. Okay, well, $20 for lunch times 5, oh, that's $100.
Yeah.
Times 4 weeks in a month, that's $400 plus. That's a car payment. Oh, but we don't budget anymore either. So, like, we never look at it in those terms. We just sort of throw these swipes around. Swipe it, swipe it.
Is that pretty standard? Like, who's going out to lunch? Say you're a professional. Are you going out to lunch every day? Are you, like, even if you're on the road, are you, like, stopping and grabbing a meal every lunch?
I never was an everyday eat-out person. Like, I couldn't afford to be.
I mean, when I was 23, I might have been doing that for a half a minute before I realized how much money I was
Then you did the math,
through.
and you're like,
yeah.
oof.
But now, God, I mean, that's... Greg, how often are you eating out?
Out for lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe once, twice a month.
Twice a month? Really?
Twice, 3 times. I'm a brown bagger, dedicated.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got his little Tupperware up there with the various. Do you
I've
make
seen
that for yourself, or does
every night
does Steph take care of that?
No,
for you?
yeah, right. Nah, buddy, I'm the one putting that
Here's your lunch, Greg.
No, I wish, but no, absolutely not.
Charles Passy, the Market Watch reporter, talked about, like, okay, because this is something that clearly we're not the only ones with options.
More restaurateurs understand that they're looking at a point where they're going to get consumer pushback. And so they are starting to offer deals. But, of course, you know, there's still a couple of options available to consumers. Here's a great one, brown bagging.
Yeah, right. See, yeah, brown bagging, it's not completely
Not
out
that
of it.
groceries are cheap either, but
True, great
relative to
point.
buying prepared
But
foods every
here's
day.
another fascinating thing from the Market Watch report. It talked about, like, okay, so as you're continuing to try to retain talent, you're continuing trying to get people into the office, depending on, you know, what the industry is and all that. One option that is being considered by some companies actually providing their employees a free or subsidized cost lunch. So this could become commonplace given the need to hire or retain top talent and the fact that lunch is becoming more of a financial burden for workers. With a company trying to get you, trying to recruit you, hey, you know what? We also got free lunch where you can get, you know, you can make your own deli sandwich there in the cafeteria. Like, does that become more of a thing? Or if the company has like a nice kitchen, like a big open cafeteria / kitchen, which would prevent you from at least wanting to drive out of the business park and find a restaurant, you know, 2
right,
miles
or needing
away.
to, right.
Yeah.
If you've got a couple of microwaves and we've got a toaster oven upstairs
Right,
and
yeah,
2
things like
refrigerators
that.
if you want to bring your stuff. I see folks borderline like preparing meals up there, which is great, like if that's what you want.
So
that's the thing. There are a couple of companies that still famously provide meals. I believe Uline at its giant headquarters
does.
down there has a cafeteria type service.
NM does, Northwestern Mutual does.
I mean, when I started at TMJ4, it wasn't still there, but there were remnants of the old cafeteria on Capitol Drive. Remember, in the old building?
Yep.
I'm like, really? And like, oh yeah, they used to have stuff. It was like the school
They had
cafeteria,
like a staff
Yeah.
of like cafeteria workers. And
Yeah,
all
there
that.
was a cafeteria my very first big girl job out of college in New Jersey. So it was like, but I mean, that was the weird thing. I'm trying to remember if they paid for it or if we had to pay for it. I think, I don't remember. But it was like a huge cafeteria in the same building, though.
I would avail myself of those services.
Yeah, it was good.
And that still exists in places.
I'll take even a robust vending machine.
Like a heated one?
Something with a little more than a Snickers and a couple of bags of chips. Like, I mean, do we have sandwiches and stuff like that?
I just can't imagine. I can't believe if I saw, like, I mean, we used to go when I was working more in a sales job, like I was out every day stopping at like Bennigan's or name the place, like any random, like, old school restaurant that's probably not even around anymore. These lunch places, we would have like sit down order from a menu.
Really?
Like at
you
least
guys had
3
time
days.
for that even too?
Well, because you're always on the road. Like
I suppose you guys, you're out, you're doing sales.
So, oh man, I can't even fathom.
I want
how
to meet
much money.
young Eric, sales guy.
Hey, what can I do to
out there
get
at the
you to-
Olive Garden, just sneaking in a lunch? Yeah, I'll have this, I'll have that.
Yeah, I did that. I would actually drive customers in my car.
Hooligans.
Hooligans, yes.
There's another one for you.
Hooligans
Yeah, okay.
Fridays, THF Fridays,
Of course,
Applebee's.
right.
All those places. said Bennigan's earlier. That's more south of the border place, I think.
Heard of it?
Yeah.
All right. Your pieces of flair and whatnot.
Yeah, right. All of them have that same run.
All right. Well, anyway, if that's you eating out every day, do the math and then decide whether or not it's worth it. 8:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, Deb, what do you see on the roads?
Well, eastbound 94 is still going to be a little bit backed up from 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound has eased up nicely. We do have some delays on southbound 43 from just south of Silver Spring all the way down to about Sutter Street. Northbound's backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to about Locust. We've also got delays on southbound 41 from just before Appleton Avenue down past Hampton. Northbound slowing from just about at Mayfair Road past Burleigh, not quite to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Dazzling lights, pumpkin sculptures, jack-o'-lanterns that come to life. Stroll through the brand new Jack-o'-lantern Nights at the Racine Zoo. Carve out lasting memories at the new immersive pumpkin and enchanting light displays. Take fun family pictures in the fall decor and enjoy seasonal snacks and beverages. Get into the Halloween spirit during Jack-o'-lantern Nights at the Racine Zoo. Open 6 to 10 p.m. Thursday through Sunday, now through October 31st. For details, visit racinezoo.org.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Access Legal. Hey, I see firsthand how hard Wisconsin workers push themselves, from the construction crews on the roads that I monitor every day to the countless jobs that strain the body over time. For many, that wear and tear turns into real pain. My friends at Access Legal understand what you're going through and they want to help. Their team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers, and they'll fight for your benefits that you're entitled to as well. Worn down by work? Contact Access Legal for a free risk-free consultation. That's AXIS Legal.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
The fall home buying season is officially here, which sometimes means less competition among home buyers, but that doesn't seem to be the case this year, with most listings still getting multiple offers. Now, a lot of home shoppers just go with their bank for their pre-approval. But if you'd like to get into your new home for the holidays, now's the time to get started with a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, or switch if you started somewhere else. Not only will we put a $2,000 guarantee behind our fully verified pre-approval, we'll also work with you and your real estate agent to craft offers that get accepted over the rest. Our favorite tool is to see if we can get an appraisal waiver for the property you're trying to buy. Sure, that takes more effort on our part, but adding those magic words, "no appraisal required," to your property-specific pre-approval can be the difference maker. And our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the bank's for the same rate. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
It was a big deal on Tuesday as we are getting closer and closer to landfall with Hurricane Melissa. Now it's on the Cuba. That's some of the floodwaters in the streets of Cuba there before Melissa actually was going to make landfall. Now it's a Category 3 hurricane with 120-mile-per-hour winds after just battering down on Jamaica.
Southwestern Jamaica has taken a direct hit, and with many areas of the island cut off by flooding, it is really hard to know the exact toll that the storm has taken, including the number of deaths, now at 7, but that is expected to rise. Officials say Kingston's airport could reopen as soon as tomorrow for emergency relief flights. President Trump overnight also said the U.S. is prepared to send help.
So now with Melissa hitting Cuba after lashing Jamaica, we're trying to learn a little bit more about what happened in the Jamaican islands. So the entire island is now declared a disaster area, It's believed to be one of the most powerful storms ever to hit. 185-mile-per-hour winds.
One of the biggest issues here in Jamaica are landslides. A wall of water and debris came rushing down from the Jamaican Blue Mountains, downing power lines. Now, help is on the way. The Miami Heat, in partnership with the Mickey and Madeline Arison Family Foundation and the Carnival Corporation, have announced a combined $1 million donation for Jamaica's recovery from Hurricane Melissa.
That's ABC's Ika Jachi. So the storm itself, after it hits Cuba, will continue to move north and to the east. Central Bahamas will hit some. It'll be a Category 2 by that point, as it will then move out over the Atlantic.
Which is still, those are strong hurricanes. Cat 3 is a strong hurricane.
Right.
So, let's not get lulled to sleep by that fact. However, it really lost a lot of punch when you're talking. There's a big difference between 170 and 120. Many of the hurricane proofing that they do to their infrastructure, to their buildings to some degree can sustain. It's built to handle that. Not that that's not still troublesome, but
you just wonder,
much better shape in Cuba and the Bahamas and some of the other Caribbean islands when it's downgraded to a 2 or a 3.
Some of those islands, though, it just the way most of those residents live. I mean, we've seen some of the footage already on Jamaica where you see 3 or 4 people just trying to move a tree off a road. They're just not equipped and built to have large groups of utility crews and all these other crews.
It's not giant municipal equipment in there.
Yeah, it's one guy with a chainsaw.
Some people
they have a lot to do. I mean, they haven't even gotten their arms around what all they're going to be dealing with yet.
A lot of staging going on in Miami for U.S. relief efforts, as well as was referenced in that story. Coming up on 8:30, we'll get the latest from ABC News on Hurricane Melissa, coming up next.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Most insurance accepted.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house? Or maybe it's just time for a refresh. WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com. Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. The best time to plan a funeral is when you don't have to. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump on the next to last day of his Asian trip. He met with business and government leaders to kick off the APEC summit in South Korea. Tomorrow, he will talk trade with China's Xi Jinping. Hurricane Melissa plowed across Cuba today. On Tuesday, Jamaica was in the crosshairs.
Southwestern Jamaica has taken a direct hit, and with many areas of the island cut off by flooding, it is really hard to know the exact toll that the storm has taken, including the number of deaths, now at 7, but that is expected to rise. Officials officials say Kingston's airport could reopen as soon as tomorrow for emergency relief flights. President Trump overnight also said the U.S. is prepared to send help.
ABC's Lana Louise. The jury has begun deliberating in the trial of a former Illinois sheriff's deputy accused of shooting and killing a black woman in her own home. The trial began last week for Sean Grayson, who is charged with first-degree murder in the shooting of Sonia Massey in July of last year. She called 911 to report a possible intruder in Springfield, Illinois. This is ABC News.
Southbound 43, we've got backups just south of Good Hope Road, stretching down towards Hampton. We got more delays heading all the way through the Capitol Drive area. Northbound slowing down around the North Avenue curve up past Locust. And eastbound 94, heavy from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, high of 54 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Breezy as well, with a low down to 42 tonight. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, hundreds of thousands of folks in Milwaukee County, among those across the state, scrambling as federal food benefits are set to run out in the coming days. Many food pantries around Wisconsin are seeing an increase in donations over the last couple of weeks. Josie Strand is with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin here on WTMJ.
Seeing like those 250,000 families now not having that at the grocery store, being able to spend those funds on the food that they need, those families are going to turn to our pantry network. So it's very hard to anticipate the exact quantity of food that we're going to need, but our pantries, bottom line, are going to need a lot of support, and we're going to do our best to be there for them.
People can donate non-perishable items as well as money to support Milwaukee area pantries using donation bins across the city. More information up on our website, WTMJ.com.
Wisconsin is joining a lawsuit against the White House urging emergency funds be used to support the federal food assistance program. Attorney General Josh Call.
What we are missing right now is leadership from the federal government in Washington and the leadership we need at USDA. That's what makes the difference between whether families are going to be harmed by the stop of benefits in this program or not. So we brought this suit, and we're hoping to bring relief to the Wisconsinites who would be impacted by this.
Nearly 700,000 people in Wisconsin rely on the federal food assistance benefits.
Milwaukee Public Schools approving a $1.6 billion budget for next year. The approved spending plan, Milwaukee property taxes, estimated to go up about $8 for an average household. MPS board saying the final budget includes more spending for extracurriculars.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, checking the numbers as we get to work today on Wall Street. So I just wanted to refresh it here. The Dow is starting the day up 171, the NASDAQ is up 167, and the S&P is up 21.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Traffic is sponsored by Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Just Google Mission 94.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. Learn the right way to handle firearms. Just Google Mission 94.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or AccurateBasementRepair.com.
8:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Just something to point out. We just gave you the budget numbers for Milwaukee Public Schools. $1.6 billion. And I believe MPS, in terms of enrollment, is south now of 70,000 students. Do you know what the proposed budget for Milwaukee County is for 2026?
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay, so the entire county, sheriff's office, jail, parks, infrastructure.
Billions of dollars.
The Milwaukee County budget is lower. The proposed budget from Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley is $1.4 billion. Okay. The MPS schools alone budget is 1.6. Yep. I don't know what the right number is. I'm not suggesting one way or another. I just think that's instructive of no matter how much it is, it won't be enough. No matter how much the next referendum is, they'll have their eyes on the referendum beyond that. Like whatever that number is, I mean, what's the number? Is it $2 billion? Is it 2.2? Is it 2.4? Whatever. What's the number where it's enough? Because whatever it is, I know you'll hear it once it's been passed and now we're working on the next budget next year. It's not enough. It's not enough. The kids are hurting. The things are happening. It's not enough. It's $200,000 more. Or 1.4, 1.2. Okay. It's more than the entire Milwaukee County budget.
Yeah.
Substantially more. Sheriff's office, freeways, roads, jail, all the staff, the county board.
Now they're part-time now.
Yes, they are. That's right. Just think that's instructive. 8:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, Debbie.
Hello, there we go. Hello.
You get a pass. It's your birthday. It's Debbie's birthday, everyone. Hey, everybody, it's Debbie's birthday today. You embrace your birthday. You're happy about it. In fact, so much so, Debbie brought treats for everybody here.
The alternative is not acceptable. Let's put it that way. So, southbound on 43, backing up from just south of Silver Spring all the way down to about Locust. Northbound's all nice and clear. Eastbound 94, slowing just before 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound is all nice and clear. Northbound 41, backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up to about Burleigh. Southbound just a little bit tight right past the Good Hope Road area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We all have one. That junk drawer, old keys, dead batteries, a phone charger from 2008. But somewhere in there are the tools you actually need. They're just buried in the clutter. For many people, their finances look the same way. Scattered, outdated, unproductive. A financial junk drawer. At Annex Wealth Management, we help you clean out that junk drawer. Organize what matters, eliminate what doesn't, and plan with purpose. And we'll do it as a fee-only fiduciary. Start today at AnnexWealth.com. That's Annex Wealth Management.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Admit it, you've been up on the roof now, or at least up on the ladder, clearing the gutters maybe, or just making sure you're good to go. Maybe you're thinking about Christmas lights or what have you. And you start realizing the roof doesn't look as good as you remembered it looking. This might be the year you might need a little bit of work. Now remember, you may not need a whole new roof. You can extend the life of your roof, and you can get peace of mind just by getting a worry-free roof tune-up from Tri-County Contracting. They replace the shingles that need to be replaced. They replace the gaskets. They put some new caulking on there, and they extend the life, giving you peace of mind, especially when we get the rain like we got in August. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. It's fairly obvious they were inspired by Hasseless Mattress. Hasseless showrooms are employee-free, plus unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic, plus free next day delivery, plus 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress, maybe we should change our name to Hassellist Plus. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassellist.com.
"17 minutes before 9 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, your adult child asks for a loan. I want to trying to buy a car, trying to make ends meet. Can you help us out with a down payment?" Right, to knock something off of that monthly payment, right? And they say, how's $5,000? You give, your kids aren't quite there yet, but eventually they'll come around for asking for that, right? Yeah, so, all right, you know what? We can do this. We'd like to help you. Here's $5,000 for down payment on a car. And then instead of buying a car, your kid goes on a cruise and whatever else and never buys that car. Well, you don't like that so much. That's not what the loan, this gift was intended for, right? And you would be right to be a little bit miffed about that, especially since now we still need a car. And what do you, right? I still got to pick you up or whatever is happening there. It's kind of an apples to oranges, but comparison about one of the arguments that's been made for why we have to continue losing money on the streetcar in the city of Milwaukee. It's because a lot of the money used to build that streetcar was federal money. It's federal transportation funds that were earmarked for transit, and they were granted or gifted, in however you want to phrase it, to the city of Milwaukee specifically for these transit-type issues. And the argument has been made in the city of Milwaukee anytime someone brings up, hey, we need to defund the streetcar, we need to stop running this thing, and it's been suggested, well, if we did that, federal government's going to want their money back. You could prorate it over a number of years or however, but tens of millions of dollars we need to come up with in order to not do this anymore, because we took that money under the guise of we're going to use it for X, Y, Z. And if you're no longer using it for X, Y, Z, then we'd have to give it back. That's the suggestion. Well, there's some recent conversation here as Milwaukee Alderman Peter Bergelis really starts to push for, it's Scott Spiker on this one, really starts to push for an effort to defund the streetcar. Now, whether or not there's a lot of energy behind that outside of him, we'll see. But he's suggested, well, why don't we just get a waiver on that?
In a letter penned to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Alderman Scott Spiker is asking the department to remove the city's grant obligations from the original development of the streetcar that require its operation for a certain number of years. Spiker's letter is the alderman's latest effort to remove the streetcar and its nearly $7 million operations budget along with it.
Our status quo is slowly killing us.
State Representative Bob Donovan and Senator Von Wangard both penned a separate letter to Duffy offering their support of Spiker's efforts. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
So it's interesting given the administration that's in power right now. First of all, you have Wisconsin Congressman, or former Wisconsin Congressman, Sean Duffy, who knows Milwaukee, who knows the state, who's in there leading the Department of Transportation. And, you have a pipeline to him. You have folks who know him and people who are known to him here in Wisconsin. So could you get his attention on this? Beyond that, you have President Trump in the White House, who I could completely see if his transportation secretary comes to him, and I don't know if it ultimately lands at the White House, but either way, in terms of support, says, hey, these guys in Milwaukee want to shut down their streetcar. Can do. Right?
Do it.
Okay,
yeah,
do it right. So if ever there were an opportunity to go that route and be forgiven on this grant that the city used in part to buy the streetcar, this would be the time. I view that as plausible. That said, here's the problem with all this. The city still has to want to shut that thing down, and I don't see a widespread interest in doing that, at least at the decision-making level. Not heretofore.
Well, logistically, that'd be a major pain in the you-know-what. And you're talking about all of the tracks that have been put in place. I mean, now I guess you could just let them go, I guess.
Well, the other argument that you hear a lot of times is, we can't shut this down because we got this grant and we'd have to pay all the money back. All right, take that off the table. Then the next thing you hear is, it would cost more to rip the thing out than the counter to that is, all right, just leave it. You don't have to still run the streetcar.
Sure.
Nobody says you have to tear the tracks back out. And I'm not even suggesting that I want to see that happen. I kind of feel like we're stuck, which is why the opposition on this needed to be on the front end, and there was some of it.
Oh, yeah.
But Once you got, and the reason that people were so vehemently opposed to it was they knew once you got it, and you're kind of stuck with it. And they also knew that from the very moment that thing started running, even well before that, it was going to be argued that it's not big enough. We need to expand it. No, nobody rides it because it doesn't go anywhere. Well, it doesn't go anywhere because nobody rides it. So we need to, and then it becomes this self-fulfilling
Chicken and the
prophecy.
egg, yep.
Right. So I'm not even sure I advocate necessarily for shutting it down. I mean, the deficit here between what it costs to run and what they can bring in terms of revenue for advertising and other things is about $4 million. The city proposed budget is $2 billion. Okay. That's $4 million shouldn't be sneezed at by anyone. $4 million taxpayer dollars. That said, drop in the bucket, what major problems is that going to fix?
Correct.
I don't know. There are those who argue also, at least along the route, that there's all sorts of economic development that has occurred. I tend to argue that would sort of occur anyway with new urbanism and people wanting to live downtown and work downtown, regardless of whether there's a streetcar in a 2-mile loop. I think some of that would have happened anyway. So whether there's a cause and effect there, I don't fully buy that. That said, I don't know that I get on board with shutting the thing down. I just don't know how much that solves, regardless of where you stood on the front end of the argument of whether this thing should have been built in the first place. Problem with rail is it's so expensive to start from scratch. You know, when you're in New York and you got subways, like that's all there. The infrastructure is
already
there.
set.
We need to expand it. Okay, well, like this, it's just part of that. It's also an absolute necessity. Now, it's becoming more a necessity to find public transit since it's impossible to drive anywhere downtown because we do want to spend millions of dollars making it more difficult to drive on our streets, which yesterday I went to
I think Michigan Street looks nice, by the way.
It does it? No. You know, these planters right in the middle of the street with these tiny little lanes that you have to weave through. Yesterday, oh, man, I thought I sent it to you. I wanted to send you a picture. So as we're redoing these streets, and if you don't come downtown often, again, you have to almost see it to believe it. It makes no sense. You don't know where to turn. You certainly don't know where to park. Evidence yesterday as I'm outside the Marcus Center. We're going to a show at the Marcus Center last night. And so how it works on Kilbourne, they've done one of these things where the bike lane is nearest to the curb.
So when you park, you're like kind of parking almost like it feels like you're parking in the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bike lane is nearest to the curb. Then there's a parking lane that is removed from the curb.
Yeah.
And then there's the traffic lane. Well, someone had parked in the bike lane.
Oh, no.
And I don't think they did it deliberately.
Right, they just didn't know.
Obviously didn't make sense to them. And someone else had parked right next to him in the parking lane. Like this might have, I don't know, I hope this works out when somebody gets out of wherever they are. But man. It's not just me. Nobody knows how to navigate this or use it, and it's so hard to drive around downtown. That has, I'm telling you, there's a line of diminishing return. The old theory always was, and I remember following John Norquist, I read his book when he was mayor. What was it called? The Wealth of Cities. And Norquist's whole idea, and some suggest it was Mayor Meyer before him as well, make it so darn hard to get around that folks will have no choice but to come and live here because they'll be just fed up with it, and they'll, it's too hard to get into the city. I guess I'm just going to have to live here and work here.
Is that for real, the strategy?
For real.
Let's make this as hard as possible.
For real. I think I still have that book. I'm going to bring it in, and basically, I'm paraphrasing. But we don't want to make it easier for people to get in and out of the city because we think it benefits the city to have people just get fed up with it and live here.
Live, work, and play.
What happened over the late 90s and into the 2000s was people took their homes further out, and then they took all the stuff they like to do out as well.
Yeah.
They built their YMCAs and their facilities and things like that. They took the restaurants out there. They took retail and all those things out there.
Yep.
Big box stores followed exactly. And so then they thought, I just ain't going to bother coming back. So you will have a line here where if you make it so hard, people that are also part of the city, particularly downtown, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, Walker's Point, those economies rely on people coming in. There's a spot where there becomes a diminishing return on your investment of making it hard to get around. As for what they do with the streetcar, I think it made a lot of noise, and I think it's possible that the alderman and Rep. Donovan and Senator Vanguard could be successful in their appeal to the federal government saying, could you forgive this if we decided to shut this thing down? That may be a yes, but it doesn't mean it gets the city of Milwaukee to a yes overall on actually defunding the thing. 8:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, Debbie, one more time before 9 o'clock.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about. You can't park over there. You got to go. The lane comes in here, and then you turn left. But is that the left turn lane, or there's a block of cement there where I used to turn?
Yeah. Well, I would suggest not going over the block of cement. That's just me. But
it's very clear also that some have tried.
Yes. You got the straight marks on it. Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? And they got all those little plastic things that they stick to like.
Yep.
They're what? I don't know.
They look like
3
dollars.
feet,
right?
Yeah.
And they're reflective.
And they're all mowed over. That's working.
All right. Okay, here's what we got going on right now. Southbound on 43, a bit heavy from Hampton all the way down to about Locust. Northbound's all clear. Southbound 41, a little heavy around Good Hope Road as usual. And then again, between Silver Spring and Capitol Drive, then on and off the brakes there. Northbound also seeing delays from Mayfair Road up to about Burleigh. And then eastbound 94, you got backups from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th Street. I don't know if y'all have noticed this disabled vehicle off on the right shoulder. It's been there since Monday at least at Highway 164 on 94 westbound. Well, it was an oversized truck thing, and they finally got a heavy hauler out there to try and get this thing out of there. So it is off on the right shoulder, but it's a little bit of a distraction. It'll be gone hopefully by the end of the day today. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life. At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work. Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. Search AXIS Legal today.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della is the captain of her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and she always has the winning game plan. You check out the championship caliber play call this month, the whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months on your financing. That's like running a drive that keeps the chains moving with no penalties and no extra interest. And I can tell you, that's certainly experience in the Vitrano home. Our Pella windows keeping the drafts out. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. And think about this, energy savings right from the get-go, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why we trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin in our home, why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply and the deal ends at the end of the month.
It's like you don't want to even do anything anymore. You lay in bed in the morning, putting off the pain. You put off your workouts. You put off your walks. And yard work, that's just not even an option anymore. As we speak, pain is taking away more and more from your life. And unless you take action, it's going to get worse. And that's no way to live. Not when there's a Rejuvenex clinic nearby. Because the power of Toradol, joined with the wonder of hyaluronic acid, can alleviate your pain. And it can allow you to start living your life again. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, Rejuvenex treatments are affordable. They're FDA approved. And in many cases, our patients pay nothing at all because insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pay for them. If your pain just won't go away, you should call Rejuvenex today.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Google reviews will tell you it's worth a try.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It is Wednesday, October 29th. That means 2 days. We are 2 days away.
Still didn't check the costume bin. Eric's insisting that I dress up for Halloween.
You know, I can bring you a costume.
Absolutely not. That's worse. You know, I'm not going to wear a whole costume. I'm just going to wear the hat or something.
I think you got to at least lean into it a little bit. Half in doesn't work for anybody. Come on now.
You'll get what you get.
All right, well, so because of that, we do need to play this very important promo.
It's creepy and terrifying.
And unlike anything you've ever heard.
Get ready for the most bone-chilling WTMJ Halloween radio show ever.
It's the Wisconsin's Morning News annual Halloween radio show. There are cameos, surprises, and maybe even a few things that go bump in the broadcast.
Okay, that's what we're doing then. Bump in the broadcast.
The only thing scarier than the radio show is our acting.
This is really good. Is the show this good?
The Northern Bites, a Wisconsin's Morning News Halloween broadcast.
October 31st on WTMJ.
All right, so I've been getting some questions about timing. A lot of people asking.
A lot.
I'm getting a lot of people saying, hey, when is it going to air? Not just on the show, but like what time? And the plan is to air it at 7:20 and then again at 9:10. So about 2 hours apart there. So write those down.
7:20.
Mark your...
Oh, we're running it at 7:20. It's like 7-8 minutes, isn't it? You figured it out with Greg Pancake Hill, producer of the program.
Yeah.
Did you approve that?
Hey, commercials are not important on Halloween morning.
That's right. Just never mind if we bring in any revenue here for the program.
Don't worry about traffic. We'll be fine.
Everything's fine.
It'll be a great show. The Northern Bites, starring Vince Vitrano.
Is that promo running? Like, it's not running, is it?
Please tell me it's running on all the programs.
Any other shows want it, I got it.
Okay, but it's not in the regular cycle. Right?
Still time.
Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com. The natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Former Marcus Hotels president Lee Berthelsen dies at 90. During his tenure at Marcus Corporation's hotels business, Berthelsen directed a multi-year renovation of the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee and a multi-million renovation of the Grand Geneva Resort and Spa in Lake Geneva. Kohler, Wisconsin Resort plans a new racket sports facility. The space, known as The Serve, will feature 6 pickleball courts, 2 heated outdoor tennis courts, and an elevated social lounge. Developers with Samapa Development Company plan to transform the Sonesta Hotel in Wauwatosa into 146 apartments for $23 million. Renovations are set to begin in January after the property sale closes in December. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
I've been screwing up all the chores at home.
Hey, we all make mistakes.
But darn it, my wife still isn't mad at me.
You want her to be mad?
Yeah, so I can sleep on the James sofa from Penny Mustard.
With the extra deep seats.
And ultra-high-density foam cushions.
You're messing up on purpose so you can sleep on the James sofa?
I gotta admit, it's a pretty good plan.
The James sofa, starting at $22.96 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house?
Or maybe it's just time for a refresh.
WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com. Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just after 9 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, October 29th, our top story, major destruction in Jamaica.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The Fed mulls another rate cut.
Your Storm Team forecast, mostly sunny, breezy, and a high of 54 degrees today, partly cloudy, low down to 42 tonight. Right now at 50. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Hurricane Melissa ripped through Jamaica yesterday. Winds topping 200 miles an hour. The widespread destruction there, Prime Minister declaring the entire island a disaster area. CBS News spoke with Matthew Samuda, Jamaica's Minister of Water, Environment, and Climate Change.
Well, immediate assessments, certainly since about 8 o'clock last night, have been to determine the communities that are most marooned, most cut off, and most likely to have that particular challenge. And we will be mobilizing very heavily with our disaster response teams this morning to get the necessary food and necessary water for them, and medicine.
The hurricane made landfall in Cuba earlier this morning.
Some 42 million Americans, including hundreds of thousands of Wisconsinites, could see their federal food assistance benefits suspended this weekend because of the government shutdown.
Georgia Miarton heads up a nonprofit organization that helps provide food to families in need in South Carolina.
We know that on November 1st, those 260,000 households, 550,000 people will suddenly not be able to use this important food benefit to meet their basic nutritional needs.
Democratic leaders in more than half of U.S. states have sued the Trump administration to try and stop SNAP benefits from running out this weekend. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Wisconsin among those states. Meanwhile, some organizations in and around Milwaukee County stepping up to help folks impacted by the cuts.
With the announcement of SNAP and state food share benefits expiring November 1st, a county-wide food drive is fully underway. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says donation bins will be located all across the city.
They'll be at schools, they'll be at police department stations, they'll be at libraries.
Josie Strand with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin says donated food will be distributed through the Food Banks Network.
Volunteers will sort through them and pack them into a more distinct boxes of grains or bakery or whatever it is, so that they can be ordered online by our pantry partners and go directly into the community.
Sean Brunda, WTMJ News.
Some Wisconsin Republican lawmakers want to prevent foreign adversaries like China or Russia from targeting the Badger State. State Senator Patrick Teston says Safeguard Wisconsin includes 6 new bills aimed at security.
Oftentimes, states don't have the tools needed to crack down on this as well. And oftentimes, as we have seen, foreign adversaries such as the Chinese Communist Party have turned to state and local units of government, institutions of higher education, as well as private industry to push their influence and try and undermine the very foundations and institutions that make America exceptional.
Now, one of the bills would ban the UW system from entering research partnerships with China, Russia, or North Korea. Similar legislation previously failed to pass in the last session.
President Trump getting set to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping as he winds down his multi-country trip to Asia. News Nation's Libby Dean.
He just wrapped up dinner with Asian and Pacific world leaders. After a full day of meetings with fellow heads of state, the president also saying he secured a trade deal with South Korea that is nearly done after deals with Japan, Cambodia, Thailand, and Malaysia were all struck over the last few days. This is a quick stop, though, for the president. This is highlighted, though, by his attendance at the APEC summit there, which largely focuses on Asia's economic growth, but it's largely being overshadowed by the president's trade policies and then these sweeping tariffs.
This would be the first time the two leaders have met face-to-face in 6 years.
The Federal Reserve could decide today whether to cut interest rates again by another 0.25%. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
The average credit card rate is still near a record high 20%. A new 60-month car loan, 7.1%. And the 30-year fixed mortgage rate just hit the lowest level in a year at 6.13%. The typical rule is that if you're able to drop a full percentage point off your mortgage rate, it is a good time to refinance.
The Fed trying to strike a balance since the labor market is stalling and inflation remains high.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. We are just 36 minutes off the opening bell, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 262 points at 47,968. The S&P 500 at 6914. That's up 23 points. NASDAQ on the rise as well, up 154 to $23,981. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 9:07.
We'll make your ads potent, memorable, and effective. Whether it's radio, TV, billboards, or digital, our understanding of the market and long-standing relationships are unmatched. Anderson Smith represents a substantial amount of advertising billing, which will benefit you in getting much more for your ad dollar. Our compensation model is designed to make it affordable for businesses like yours to use us. And we hold on to our clients because what we do works, and they trust us. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. Too many times was I told, just go out there and sell something. Too many times did an advertiser buy just one package only to be disappointed. I'll give it a try, they said. You know, I was just doing my job until I realized that job set a lot of people up for advertising failure. So we started Anderson Smith, and since then, we've retained many clients for over a decade and have been a valuable asset to their business because we're helping them rather than just selling them. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
Enjoy a free prime rib dinner tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds, recently voted the best supper club in the area. WTMJ's John Mercure here, and with the fall colors, it's a great time to experience the Fox and Hounds near Holy Hill. It's been serving fabulous dinners for almost 90 years in their rustic timber building. Every Wednesday and Saturday, when you buy one prime rib dinner, your second is free. Also, order your favorite steak, seafood, grilled salmon, a big salad, the ribs, even steak and lobster, anything on the menu. Your second dinner is free tonight. Sip on a delicious Manhattan, enjoy an old-fashioned, check out the bourbons, or select from over 100 wines. The Fox and Hound sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest. The setting is beautiful. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. With the fall colors, the drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is spectacular. Those fall colors look great in the beer garden they've got, too. A Wisconsin must-see. Enjoy your free prime rib dinner tonight. Tables are available. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks next host the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night, coming off a Tuesday night win at Fiserv Forum. Bucks are racing a 12-point halftime deficit to come back and beat the Knicks 121-111.
You look at our numbers, and we shot 55% from the field, 42% from the three, and yet when you're sitting in the game live, you're frustrated because you think you're missing shots. That just tells you how well we shoot the ball.
And Bucks coach Doc Rivers. The Blue Jays in the World Series taking Game 4 of the Fall Classic. 6-2 over the Dodgers. Series now tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 tonight in L.A.
WTMJ time saver traffic. 94 eastbound Highway 16 through the zoo and into the city. For the most part, you're looking all right. Still see some slowdowns and some tightening up, if you will, before you get to the stadium, but nothing that you're not used to. 41, 45, same thing. Some slowdowns getting into the construction north and south there, north of the zoo interchange.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine, breezy conditions, high 54 today, partly cloudy with a low down to 42 tonight. Temperatures in the low to mid-50s for the remainder of the week. Thursday, high of 53, partly cloudy on Friday with a high of 52. Saturday, just a slight chance of showers and a high of 50. Sunday's high 52 with a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Right now at 50 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
It was nearly a year ago when this famous phrase was uttered by Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky on the northwest side of Milwaukee.
Mr. Mayor, tear down this mall.
That's right.
Oh, amazing.
The chief talking about the former Northridge Mall, which at that point, finally, after years of wrangling, legal issues and all of that, was going to be torn down.
Did we give him quote of the year for that?
He did receive at least an honorable mention. I'd have to look back and see for a quotey. Yeah.
Producer Greg Pancake Hill is the archivist for the show as well. Do you recall? Did we give him the quotey for that?
He was definitely in the running,
right?
For sure.
If you want, I can.
Should I go back and find it? I think you guys want me to go all the way back. I'll go find it. It's all right.
I ruined the segment already. Sorry, Eric. You're making a serious point about a very important issue. My apologies.
Anyway, so they were tearing it down. This was an exciting moment last November 2024. The mayor.
The demolition here at the former mall marks a significant milestone in our city's ongoing commitment to progress, to growth, as well as opportunity.
Yes, sir. So why are we bringing this up today?
Happening today.
Well, we are now finally awarding the chief a Quote of the Year award for last year. I'm kidding. That's not it.
You did think it was funny.
No. So what's happening today, members of the local media are invited to join the mayor, Alderwoman Larissa Taylor, and others to highlight the completion of demolition of the former Northridge Mall. So now it's finally the beginning of the end, or the end of the end. It's officially down and gone. Let us never speak of Northridge Mall ever again.
Can I just interject again with the probably non-consequential question, however? Didn't we hear about this at least 2 to 3 other times in various news releases? Fact that it's done and down and finished is newsworthy, but hasn't that several times already been announced?
It's another instance of, is this news conference worthy on Wisconsin's Morning News?
No, so here's where I think
you were going to do that.
I think what you're getting confused by is occasionally, and this is behind the scenes in the business stuff, but occasionally a city or a local media entity or a police station or whatever might say, hey, we got an opportunity to get some B-roll if you guys want some B-roll. If you want to come and get some and B-roll is, the wide shot, the panning shot of said thing, okay, in this case, of what used to be Northridge. So when you see Susan Kim talking about it on the news, this is playing underneath her or behind her.
We're going to facilitate all of you interested parties, even though it's done being torn down. We're having an event so y'all can come out and get your pictures, get your video, and hear from the various peoples involved.
About how this is the process. We're almost done at 75% torn down. No, this is entirely down.
So are you declaring this news conference worthy?
It says here, learn more about the future of the former Northridge Mall. You can go to the website and you can hear from a couple of key players, including the Commissioner of the Department of Neighborhood Services and the Department of City Development Commissioner Lafayette Crump is going to be there. So I would say this is news conference worthy because we want to learn what's going to go in that site. Now, there's nothing to indicate they're just going to announce, hey, this is happening here. I mean, I would hope that you could go with a nice list of questions. What are some of the discussions about? Are you in communication with any developers at the moment?
Aha!
Things like that should be asked.
Can you read me the line again? Wasn't there a line as to what you can learn today?
Well, learn more about the future of the future of the former Northridge Mall.
Okay.
So, I mean, is that what you?
So, what I'd like to learn more about is we've actually talked to 1, 2, maybe 3 people with actual proposals. Instead, what we're going to learn, my prediction would be, is here are the various grand ideas that we have, but having in the past year, knowing we were knocking this down, spending the last couple of years fighting with the current owners and dumping on an actual proposal to come in with private money and do something here, already shoved that aside because we have better, bigger, grander visions. Okay, in this last year, have you done anything to advance any of those, or are we still at the big ideas stage?
That's you're suggesting none of them have actually been working on this?
Yes, I'm suggesting now is the news conference where we again come back and say, well, we think it would be great for this or that, or it could be.
A couple of things. So to read more from the press release for you, City of Milwaukee leaders will inform the media of the current status of the site. So, I mean, the expectation, hey, status
bulldozed,
wide open,
gone.
Bulldozed. Yes, but no. So the Tom Dakin in the paper, Journal Sentinel, had a little bit more details about what this business district in that area might be considering. They want a big splash. They want to do something bold and big in this spot, and not like necessarily just housing. They want something larger in bigger and more obtainable, perhaps. So here's a couple of things they're suggesting. A sports and recreation hub, which could include an indoor-outdoor youth sports complex, an entertainment complex, and an amusement park or a film production studio.
An amusement park? We're going to put up a Ferris wheel?
Maybe.
Okay.
Also on the list.
I just tell you that none of that is happening.
Also on the list, a healthcare development, maybe a hospital or a college healthcare campus.
Medical building.
That would be helpful, right?
Clinics and whatnot, okay.
It's been a desert for how long? An advanced manufacturing innovation campus.
Where's my Matt LaFleur? I don't know what that means.
Well, right. Innovation.
I had the word innovation in it, so that'll activate the chattering classes. We like that word. What about any stakeholders involved in that?
Oh, no stakeholders.
Are we doing this from a 50,000-foot view?
Another option is a workforce training center, including a college or a trade school. So maybe that'd be a branch, something like that. Could you have like an offshoot of MATC there or something?
Okay. Again, that's not going to generate tax revenue.
Final thing on their list
profits.
is a food and culture hub with a fresh food market, distribution center, food and beverage maker.
None of those seem like immediately sustainable ideas where you're going to get private investment to throw a whole bunch of money at taking a chance. Because I let me back up. I am a fan of Milwaukee. Folks who might listen are like, really, all you do is dump on it. No, it's because I want. It's like when your team has a bad game and you rip the Packers, and you're like, well, a true fan wouldn't. No, I got this. I got the share on my wall, right? I'm a fan. Yeah. I just wanted to see it. But so, and I'm bullish on Milwaukee's future. I truly am. But I've seen this movie before. We all have. We have these things where these grand ideas are floated, and we're thinking we're one thing, but the whole rest of the world is trying to tell us you're not that. This is what we see with our money for that property. And like I said, the city, I think it was called Phoenix Investors. It's some private money, and they had an idea of, we want to buy them all. We actually want to save it. I think I remember the quote. You know, it could have been a quote of the year, too, was they said the building had good bones. Like, a lot of bones in that building, but I don't know about any good bones in the building. But they had this idea they wanted to do like storage and light industrial and a whole bunch of unsexy things.
And the city said, you know what? This is a big space on the northwest side. Let's have a higher vision. And
which is great if you can get it. I just think what we've seen before is we think we can get it. We have these grand ideas and these visions of grandeur, but they don't come to fruition, and you end up with Century City, which I cite all the time as a perfect example of, what is it, 30th, 35th and Capitol Drive, and we had all these ideas for stuff we were going to do there, and there's virtually nothing there.
The difference between this and Century City is that this is a much bigger space.
Right. Which it's closer to the freeway, and it's closer to the suburbs.
Yep. So it opens the door to so many more possibilities. Ken Harris, Dr. Ken, joined us from 101.7 The Truth earlier on the program, former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant. We asked him his take. What does he think? He said,
let's not let downtown dictate what they do. You can build a downtown on Brown Deer Road.
He brought up the idea of like a water street. Like, could you recreate a water street idea at the Northridge Mall site?
Okay. And again, in terms of this being a viable entertainment district, like when we were kids, this area was popping. First of all, I grew up in Wauwatosa, we drove past Mayfair to go to Northridge because that was the better mall. We went out to Johnson Park, which was there, for mini golf and go-karts. There were multiple movie theaters.
He always brings up the mini golf. You notice that, Greg? He's always talking about the mini golf at Northridge.
Formative years, man. Mini golf at Johnson Park. Okay. They had the big dinosaur.
Good.
I think the dinosaur is still there. But like, right. So people from the suburbs and far and wide, and certainly who lived in that area, went and frequented that spot. So it's not without precedent that this could be a magnet for that. I just don't know if that turnaround is possible. And what's most important, whether it's downtown or whether it's the neighborhood, the alderwoman for the district, or anybody else, the city can't dictate to private investors what they should do with their money. So good luck.
But at the same time, to play devil's advocate with you, what's it matter if they let it sit empty, whether it's a month or a year, if it means they're just biding their time, hoping, I don't want to say hoping because that's not a good strategy, but working to bring in something that they feel is more sustainable and economically driven versus, okay, here's some storage. Oh, well, good. Right. I can put my old stuff in there. Good. That's a good spot for me. I can, I'll drive there on my way home. I can stop by my storage unit, put in some stuff.
fair. If any of these things come to fruition,
trying to suggest the storage unit's not
I think
sexy.
It's not. And would you rather have, residential and a vibrant community and entertainment? Would you rather have all that? Sure. My thing is, are you going to get that? And what historically have we seen before with previously blighted properties or otherwise? I point all the time to something that's actually happened. There's nothing there. When Amazon was pitching its HQ2, right? We were looking for the place for our next headquarters or a secondary headquarters, and Milwaukee's serious entry in that was 35th and Capitol. Give me a break. That was never going to happen. Meanwhile, Strauss Veal from Franklin wanted to move. They had a deal to move downtown. And again, in the how do you see you and how does the rest of the world see you? Milwaukee said, we have a potential spot for Amazon to build a headquarters. And the rest of the world was saying, we could put a slaughterhouse there. And Milwaukee didn't like it. On top of it, stabbed itself in the back and killed the deal. And now you don't have that either. So you have nothing. And that's my concern, is this can't 10 years from now still be nothing. That's what I think.
Fair enough.
You're right, though, and I will eat a giant plate of crow. You can roast it up however you want. I'd love to, and I would be happy to.
No, I know you would be.
If some of these other things come to fruition and I hope you bring it up every single day and say, you were the one who wanted them to build storage units, right? But now we have this and that and all these other things. You were the one who wanted them to build light industrial, and instead all of these people come to this spot on the northwest side of the city, and it's vibrant and it's amazing. I hope that happens.
We have not gotten the impression, or maybe we will, but we haven't heard that there's going to be any big announcement. We're not suggesting that, but they're going to give an update on the current status of that site.
Okay. Bulldozed.
10:30.
9:24.
As you can see.
Status. As you see, there's nothing here.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, during our fall pet care sale, save $3 on assorted Diamond and Diamond Naturals dog food. Select 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand cat food, just $15.99. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Everything about Inspired Closets is amazing. That's from Carol. It's an actual quote. And she, like my wife and I, she gave Inspired Closets Milwaukee 5 stars on her review. Creative and patient throughout the process, Inspired Closets helped me plan out a dream closet without going over budget. I love my new closet. Yeah, we do too. Our front hall closet is not only more functional than it was, I think, the original closet in the home. But it is now beautiful. People talk about it right away when they see it. They come in, I heard you talking about this. This must be the closet. They know right away that's what it is. You can see it by texting the word closet to the WTMJ Talk and Text line. That's closet to 855-616-1620. Transform an old space at home or even your office. Consider the design team for your new construction as well. Text closet to 855-616-1620 or visit inspiredclosetsmilwaukee.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie & Fry. I love Guthrie & Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie & Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie & Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie & Fry Water Conditioning.
June 2022, Southeast Wisconsin. A distracted driver killed 3 people, and in that single moment, it affected many more. The grandmother.
And my heart sank. Their lives are forever lost.
Pastor.
That was the most difficult day of my entire ministry.
Sister.
I lost my best friend.
Distracted driving affects everyone. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry?
The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great-paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Just days from now, We Energies will drop its annual cookie book. Is that a big deal? You tell me. Statewide, the nearly century-old tradition brought in nearly 250,000 people to distribution events across the state to get a physical copy of the book, which also becomes available online November 1st. In a moment, I will tell you exactly when and where you can get yours. Now, the book is not out yet. However, by the virtue of my major personal victory, we have one in our possession.
I'd like to congratulate for the first time team number 2.
Oh, yeah! Team number 2, E. Mm-hmm. We won. My team won the We Energies Great Cookie Book Taste-Off on Friday, and in addition to a very nice certificate commemorating the extraordinary victory, I also got, as did other members of my team, an early copy of the cookie book, which you have next to you right now.
Holding it up right here.
I have gifted this book unto you.
Yeah, thank you. My
you
kid will love it.
Your daughter really wants to bake some of the stuff.
My 14-year-old, she'll crush it. She loves this stuff.
Our oldest got into baking like as a hobby. It's a tremendous thing. First of all, because you reap direct benefits of said hobby.
Agree. That's number one.
You don't have to drop them off or pick them up. All you got to do is once in a while, you'll get the text of, can you stop for powdered sugar on your way home?
Right. Yes.
Can do. Not a problem.
Happy to do that.
Glad to help you. So how do we win? How it works is we competed against other media types from the TV and radio stations. Debbie went on our behalf one year to take part in the competition. And Bree Barnett, she's a podcaster with Milwaukee Uncut. And then there's me. And then each team also got one of the bakers for this year's book.
Okay, we're looking for 5 ingredients that are in this cookie. Connie, you said egg yolks because egg yolks. Oh, powdered sugar. Okay.
And I'm saying powdered sugar because there's a glaze on it.
So this is us debating. What they do is they bring out these trays of cookies and then you taste them. And then you have to choose. They have this list, like you get a piece of paper, like 15 ingredients on there. Which 5 of these ingredients are in that cookie? And, some are easier than others. If it's minty, like mint extract.
Sure,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, fine. That's pretty easy.
Sugar.
But, sugar or brown sugar. Or molasses.
Okay, yeah, that's different.
Cinnamon, okay. But nutmeg, I don't know. So you go through and you try to figure out which one.
So who is the connoisseur on your team?
Well, I mean, Connie was the actual baker.
Right, yeah. So was she the best?
So she was very helpful, obviously. And then there's Bree and me, and we're just, doing what we can. And then they have a couple of rounds of this, and then there are a couple other competitions as well. And then somebody ends up winning the contest with the most points or however they figured it out. But we won.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So we got the book. Now, Connie, whom I mentioned, Connie Thomason, she was our baker. Hers is one of the 37 recipes chosen for this year's book.
Did you see your cookie in the book?
Yeah, I did.
Does it look amazing?
They just looked amazing, and mine is in here someplace. I know it is.
And tell me about the cookie that you submitted.
It's a mini maple bar. It's a 3-layer bar.
Oh, my goodness. And where does the recipe come from in your family?
It's a friend who actually passed down the recipe to me. And I have other friends who make similar bars to this.
Yeah, Connie Thomason of Pewaukee. Now, we did not sample her bar. That would have been unfair. They didn't prepare any of the cookies that were
because she would have known
in the competition,
what's in it.
right? Of course. So Connie said that her husband actually was the one who convinced her to submit one of her many recipes. She loves to bake.
When we get our We-Energy bill, in there was a flyer that told us about the cookie contest. And so he brought it up to me, and he said, I think you should enter this. I said, okay, I will. So I did. And it was a great time to be able to spend time with you.
Oh, thank you, Connie.
I was watching you on television and now on radio.
What a great thrill for her to have spent some time hanging out with me.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sure. Yeah.
Keep telling you guys, I'm a big deal out there.
My favorite is when they say they're still watching you on TV.
Yeah, I watch you every morning.
Really?
Do you now? Thank you. Thank you for watching. So the digital download goes live on Saturday morning for the Cookie Book, November 1st. It's free to download. But, as I said, hundreds of thousands of people love to get their hands on a physical copy. So also starting Saturday, We Energies has these distribution events across the state. The biggest one in our area is at American Family Field.
Yeah.
It runs from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. in the parking lot at AmFam. One of 24 of the distribution events across Wisconsin. So we have the full list, dates, times, link to where you can get the digital download, all of that set to go. You can text Cookie, COOKIE, that's Cookie, to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, which is 855-616-1620. Cookie is the word, and we'll have producer Greg Pancake Hill send you a link with all the information. If it's easier, just WTMJ.com as well. But Pancake can send you that link. It's hot right now. Cookie to 855-616-1620. The big distribution events begin on Saturday for the We Energies 2025 Cookie Book. But Eric's got his already. You're welcome.
Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, OHOW.com, OHOW.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
Pizza made with pride. That's what you'll get here. With a sauce recipe over 60 years in existence that we're not changing for the world. And we just can't get ourselves to skimp. So we still use only the highest quality ingredients, like our house recipe Italian sausage and our original thin crust dough that's made fresh daily and never frozen. And of course, always 100% real mozzarella cheese. You can't beat that or a Marty's Pizza.
Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember, Marty's Pizza.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Dazzling lights, pumpkin sculptures, jack-o'-lanterns that come to life. Stroll through the brand new Jack-o'-lantern Nights at the Racine Zoo. Carve out lasting memories at the new immersive pumpkin and enchanting light displays. Take fun family pictures in the fall decor and enjoy seasonal snacks and beverages. Get into the Halloween spirit during Jack-o'-lantern Nights at the Racine Zoo. Open 6 to 10 p.m. Thursday through Sunday, now through October 31st. For details, visit racinezoo.org.
Hey, think you're the ultimate trivia champ?
Well, prove it against us, your favorite WTMJ host.
It's free to play. All we ask is bring a new unwrapped toy to benefit Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Or you can donate at WTMJ.com. Just text TOY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
855-616-1620. Grab your friends. Test your smarts, all while helping a great cause.
It's the WTMJ Trivia Challenge, coming to a place near you.
Check out the schedule of where we will be at WTMJ.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Hurricane Melissa churning across Cuba after devastating Jamaica. It arrived there as a Category 5 storm, the strongest hurricane to ever hit the island. They are still assessing the damage. President Trump is in South Korea, where he met with the Prime Minister and will sit down soon with China's Xi Jinping. The Federal Reserve is expected to lower interest rates by a quarter point at the end of its meeting today. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more on where you might feel that cut first.
The average credit card rate is still near a record high 20%. A new 60-month car loan, 7.1%. And the 30-year fixed mortgage rate just hit the lowest level in a year at 6.13%. The typical rule is that if you're able to drop a full percentage point off your mortgage rate, it is a good time to refinance.
Uber says the San Francisco Bay Area will be the first market to roll out its specially built autonomous taxis, which are expected to launch late next year. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 9:37 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. If federal food assistance benefits do run out, in fact, later this week, a number of organizations working already to step up donations across Milwaukee's area. Executive Director of Nourish MKE is Valerie McMillan. Says high demand items at food pantries right now include
cereal is big, dinner grains are very important. If you have fresh food that you want to donate, I would suggest connecting directly with a pantry partner so that the refrigeration is all taken care of. But then things maybe you don't think about, salt, seasonings, cooking oil, those are all really, really important, and those are hard to get on our shelves as well.
There are donation bins set up throughout the community. You can find out specific sites at WTMJ.com.
The state's largest school district, MPS, is okaying its $1.6 billion budget for next year. Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselli says property taxes are estimated to go up about $8 per $100,000 of assessed value. MPS, meanwhile, is still working to turn in its 2025 audit to the State Department of Public Instruction.
Could there be health benefits to devouring Halloween candy? Stick to the sour stuff if you are anxious.
To your brain, candies such as Sour Patch Kids, Warheads, and Sour Skittles serve as a reset switch.
That sharp, sour taste, it floods your sensory wiring and it pulls the brain out of that what if loop and drops you back into the present moment.
Healthy living expert Paul Fulford says eating sour candy is not therapy in its finest form, but it is a tool for managing anxiety.
It's sensory override. You're not escaping the feeling, you're redirecting the brain's focus to the present.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
I super want all of that right now.
Time now for news about your money. The WTMJ
Is there candy
Annex
up there or
Wealth
no?
Management market
Just
update.
asking Greg if we had any Halloween candy upstairs.
Stocks looking good at the
Proceed
moment.
with the markets.
The Dow is up 222, the Nasdaq up 166, and the S&P is up 20.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ time saver traffic heads up 94 westbound near 164 in Waukesha County. Not sure what this is, but it's a large truck off to the side of the road. It shouldn't block traffic really, but it's got a hefty payload. I don't know what it doesn't look like one of those small houses that sometimes they'll transport, but it is large, and they're dealing with this. This is one of those ones that usually has the satellite trucks in front of it and behind it to make sure that you know that it's there.
Yeah, wide load, right?
Yeah, wide load ones.
So
yeah.
wide
So
load
anyway,
trucks in front and behind, but
94
it's not
westbound, right by 164. They have it off to the side, so it shouldn't be causing any issue. But you're going to notice that when you're coming through there. So just be mindful of that. You might see someone hitting the brakes and doing some gaper delays. Otherwise, 94 eastbound Highway 16 all the way into the city is looking good. It's a 17-minute ride.
WTMJ 5-day forecast, temperatures in the low to mid-50s through the weekend. Mostly sunny today, high 54, 42 the low overnight. Thursday, partly cloudy, high 53. Partly cloudy on Friday, high 52. Saturday, just a slight chance of showers, 50 degrees your high temperature. Sunday, high 52 with a slight chance of showers. 48 right now in Milwaukee.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. It could be the simplest thing. It could be giving out candy to the trick-or-treaters that show up at your door. And you know what? honey, you're going to have to do it for me because I can't bend over that low to hold the basket for the little kids anymore because it just aggravates my back too much. And it's something that simple that actually affects your behavior. It modifies what you do, and it's kind of miserable. That's why you call QC Kinetics, so you don't always have pain when you bend over with some trick-or-treaters, or if you're reaching for something in the cupboard, or if you wanted to go for a walk or take a hike or play tennis or go do golf, anything, there are ways to fix that. And you don't need surgery. You don't need pain pills. You don't need that long recovery. You just need your body remembering how to feel alive again. And they do it at QC Kinetics right here in Southeast Wisconsin. Call the number, 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559. Call for your free consultation and learn to live again. Call QC Kinetics today.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
I don't think we've had a single story about the ballroom today.
Oh, I got one for you.
Well, that's going to be broken right now.
You know, this is interesting because Wall Street Journal had the story, and they were on the on Gordon Deal's show earlier today on WTMJ talking about it, that you know who's like secretly looking forward to the ballroom? Everybody. Doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If anyone has ever worked in the White House, again, doesn't matter which party, you know how it can be a little tight in there and can be awkward in there sometimes. So even though Democrats may be unhappy with how this is going through, you can sure believe that any president who's a Democrat in the future is definitely going to use that ballroom. And I thought this reporter, she made such a great point. Listen to what she said about like why they're really looking forward to this moving forward.
When you talk to Democrats who've worked in White Houses, many of them do not like the way this is being done. They would not do it the same way. But they do say, like, look, I mean, there are all these big events. You know, if you go to a state dinner, under the current way things work, you use a porta potty. Like, they put out porta potties at a state dinner.
Yeah, so that in itself would be one reason. Her point being that, look, it's kind of in the tents oftentimes can leak when they put up all the big tents.
Yeah, they literally build out tents on the lawn, right? To try to accommodate the large group.
So her point being that, clearly there's some folks that are frustrated with how this is being done, and sure, that's fine. But when it comes down to actually utilizing the space, the Wall Street Journal report basically was indicating that, like, you know, they're all going to jump on it just because it's available to them to take advantage of for sure.
Right, and they didn't have to take the political baggage on of actually doing it. Right. Granted, probably any other chief executive would have gone around it, gone about it a different way.
There's so many simple ways you could have done this without having it be the way it's going right now. But
instead of one day, they're just jackhammering the place.
Right, yeah.
Oh, the East Wing is gone. All righty.
So it'll be a little while before it's completed, but they are moving rather quickly on that. You can sure bet there'll be a big old party once it's built.
Coming up, Giannis Antetokounmpo responding to yet more questions about whether or not he wants to leave Milwaukee or was aware of the reports.
But see, that's not okay. We've heard that story for years, right? Ever since Giannis became Giannis. However, it's what he said that makes you realize just how similar he is to everyone else.
Get into the Halloween spirit at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. From October 26th through the 31st, try your aim at their limited edition Halloween targets. Only $1.99 at the range desk. Perfect for some spooky fun on the range while improving your accuracy. Mission 94 in Kenosha. Veteran-owned, family-friendly, and always welcoming. Visit mission94firearms.com or just Google Mission 94.
Great time to get on the schedule ahead of the winter heating season, although the furnace is probably cranking up at your house already. Great time. Vince Vitrano here for USA Insulation, where my team can help you save big on your project that will help you save big on your heating and cooling costs. And they don't even have to mess up your house to do it. USA Insulation can come through the exterior of your home with their proprietary injection system, which is the stuff that fills up your walls with quieting, insulating foam, and it begins saving you money from day one. And here's the best part. The government will still help you pay for it with energy efficiency credits. And Jeff and his team at USA Insulation, they do the work for you. They go out and find the savings and the discounts, and then they discount the cost of your project up front. Minimum $2,000 on a $5,000 deal. USA Insulation, that's usainsulation.net.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house?
Or maybe it's just time for a refresh. WTMJ and Sidex are back
With the beautiful bathroom contest.
One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com.
Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Picture this. You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay because whatever it is, it's on eBay. And it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
.948 on Wisconsin's Morning News. A couple of stories for the world of sports. Let's start with Yanni.
Really appreciated this one. So what he said, I think anyone can relate to in some fashion of their own life, right? So
Yeah, this isn't even really a sports story.
No, not really. So obviously, as you may or may not know, Giannis has always talked about does he want to leave? Does he want to go? Et cetera, et cetera. Well, there was a recent report in ESPN just this past month, a couple of weeks ago, that said that he was eyeing the Knicks, that if he was going to go anywhere, he wanted to be traded to the Knicks. And they played the Knicks last night, and the Bucks came back and won. It was a great game, and he was asked about that.
Yeah, Giannis, there was going back to the ESPN report from earlier this month, part of it was that if you were traded, you'd prefer to go to the Knicks.
Who said that?
It was an ESPN report that.
I don't read that.
I was wondering if that is true, and if it is or it's not. Okay.
I don't remember that. Right now, I'm here representing my team, and that's it. We beat the Knicks.
Yeah, we beat the Knicks. In fact, during the game, he even pointed at his jersey once in the third quarter when they were making their run, and everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, my city. He's like showing, like he's indicating he's happy where he's at. Thought it was fascinating, though. He went on to say, because there's a little bit more back and forth, and he finally was like, I don't have time to even consider rumors.
I don't have time. I'm not going to lie to you. I have 4 kids. I have a 7-month-old, 2-year-old, 4-year-old, and 5-year-old. So, brother, I don't have time to read. Even if I wanted to pay attention to stuff like that, my life don't let me. Brother, I don't have time.
I don't have time to even consider.
You've saved that just as a clip, right?
Yes,
So that we can that has many uses across future platforms.
He kept going.
I have 4 little, gremlins that they're running around, and I got the other things. I got my wife. I got my mother. I got my brothers. I got to go to church, man. I ain't got time for all that.
Got a lot to do, brother.
Not thinking about being traded to the Knicks. So anyway,
or reading it. I think the suggestion was he's like, well, there's this report and what report?
Yeah, what are you talking
Tell
about?
me, where was it? Well, no, it's in the thing.
Don't think for a second that was a coincidence that he was pointing at his jersey. Just saying.
I ain't got hardly time to read the sports page anymore.
Brother, I don't have time.
Brother, I don't have time. And yeah, well, Giannis is rich. Okay, fine. You still got four kids. Your wife is still
He's
your
got
wife.
plenty to do.
The mother of your children is looking for you to do what she's looking for you to do, right?
No, go ahead. I'll let you
You're
tell
going
that
to
part
work.
of it.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, just because there's money around there doesn't mean that you're not doing various familial type things. Familial entanglements, if you will. Do we have time for the Jordan Love nickname
you got to sneak
thing?
it in here quick.
I don't know where this came from or even why he was asked about it. But apparently Jordan Love, quarterback Green Bay Packers, has a nickname, and I feel like I hadn't heard this before. Now, this is going to sound like a criticism, but I'm entirely fine with it. Jordan Love is not always the most interesting soundbite. Like, he just isn't.
He is a bit bland.
Which, again, as a fan, fine.
Yeah, who cares?
We've had two guys with a lot of interesting sound bites before. A lot of drama around those two dudes as well. So I will take it. Throw a whole bunch of touchdowns, and we have no problem, you and me, Jordan. But he seems to open up a little bit. He's like a semi-regular guest with Kay Adams on FanDuel. She does a show called Up and Adams. And he seems like comfortable with her, and it's more conversational or whatever. So she's asking him about his nickname, which apparently is Pookie.
I don't know. I think Pookie got started on social media. Like, I think somebody started that, and it's been one of those things that's kind of just been like in the comments everywhere. And now the teams call me Pookie, and it's just kind of taken over. And hey, I'm not going to be mad at it. You know, it is what it is. Could be worse nicknames, but I'll take Pookie.
Could be worse.
Could be a lot of better
names
than Pookie, especially for a football player. Could be dart thrower, could be flamethrower guy,
T-bone.
Could be something with a bone in it, right? Could be something with a big dog, big cat, big somebody. Pookie, I don't know. But I like that he's fine with it and his head's in the right place. I don't know. We asked ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde whether he refers to him as Pookie. He does not.
He says he does not. He calls him Jordan.
9:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
You call me Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy. You're Schmoopy.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry.
Evers did put out a press release warning that the ACA premiums are going to skyrocket for people in Wisconsin. This is not to say that employer insurance is not also going up.
Expected to climb 9%.
Exactly.
This problem is not a party problem, partisan problem. It impacts everybody, whether you're a conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. Everybody, last time I checked, needs health care.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic here. I've been seeing Dr. Alex and his team at Connect Chiropractic for years, and the reason I keep going is nervous system health, that's a journey. You don't just get fixed. You stick with a plan for overall better health. And if you want to learn more about it, I highly encourage you to stop out at the next Connect Chiro open house. So it's not just chiro, actually. There are 30 local vendors will all be there, all committed to various phases and things you do for your health. One site to get you in shape. Free mini assessments available from my team at Connect Chiropractic. And they make it fun, too. Food and drinks, thousands of raffle prizes, and it's all free. November 19th, Wauwatosa location from 6 to 8 p.m. Find out more at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, during our fall pet care sale, all dog and cat toys are 20% off. 20-pound bags of KT nut and fruit blend wild bird food, $29.99, $24.99 for rewards members. Plus, we offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. It's kindness, it's compassion, it's very specialized training. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they're doing that every single day. I've been in their places. I've seen how they love and take care of people with cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, or other related dementia symptoms. In part at Azura, they do such a great job because their staff goes through specialized training. They're going to take great care of you. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. It's Azura.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Did they catch all those monkeys yet?
No.
That's a loaded question.
This is crazy. In Mississippi, they've been searching for research monkeys who escaped after a truck carrying them got into a crash.
Heavily armed officers responding to the scene. Authorities say a truck carrying nearly 24 rhesus monkeys from Tulane University overturned on Interstate 59 in Jasper County. At least 6 monkeys escaping.
Okay, so that's ABC's Mola Lengi there. So no big deal, right? Just an extra couple of monkeys. However,
officials warning they might be aggressive towards people.
Yeah, well,
no,
at the very least, they're tired of getting poked by people.
Yeah,
now I'm out.
No
yeah?
wonder they're angry.
Yeah, jeez.
Can't imagine why they'd be happy to see you.
Well, is the concern also like what kind of research? Like we all saw that movie.
Despite some reports that the monkeys were carrying infectious diseases.
Okay, yes, that was the first thing I thought of.
Officials at Tulane say that is not true.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel better. No, there's nothing like that going on here.
Yeah, there's a couple.
What was
of
that movie
monkeys.
I'm thinking of? Dustin Hoffman.
Outbreak.
Right? Yes, and that monkey was like patient zero with Ebola.
Right. That one's not as that. There's another one, Contagion. That if you want to,
that's worse.
If you want to have PTSD from the pandemic, watch Contagion. Holy cow, that's much worse.
Okay, so these aren't Ebola monkeys. They're just
they're still
they're just mad as hell.
3 on the loose still, and they're just angry with humans.
Really angry.
Yes.
All right, 9:58. Point taken with Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry up next on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Brother, I don't have time.
With all the positive Google